Alright, let's see if this is actually live. I'm gonna check it. YouTube, please don't fail me now. Looks like it's working. Alright. I am live. Welcome, everyone. Tonight, I am here to finish volume 19. Okay, I'm gonna put this up a bit. What's up, man? I'm gonna put this up a little bit. We're good, I think. So yeah, today I am hoping to finish volume 19. We are about a third of the way through volume 19, so that's gonna be a bit of a challenge. I messed up. There you go. That works. What can you do? Try to drag the fucking window and you drag the fucking camera instead. It's great. Anyway, I think this fell off of my monitor at some point since the last stream. So, yeah. So, with that, yeah, we are about 43% of the way through volume 19. And this volume's freaking weird. We've had a bunch of freaking fan service scenes that are oddly suspicious, specifically with Roxy. Like, bro, what the fuck? And then, yeah, it's just really weird. So, this week's spring break for me, so thankfully I have a lot more time to dedicate to YouTube. I've been editing a video this entire day, but I only made 1 minute of it. But yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway, I hope you guys will enjoy it when it comes out. Anyway, we're on to. There you go. Popped up, thankfully. Alright, we are on to chapter 194. Signs of Household Collapse. Oh no. I want to get some drama between the wives of the house, you know? I want some drama. I want that spice. Who do you think will start the spice? If I had to guess, if there was a waifu to start the spice within this household collapse, I mean, it's obviously Eris, right? So finally caught the live stream. Well, I'm streaming at an opportune time, I guess. So yeah. Once again, I'm gonna attempt to finish this tonight. One stream, finish the entirety of this. Alright. See ya. So, yeah. Without any further delay, let's get to it. Again, I'm hoping for no fan servicey scenes, but I feel like that's how it's gonna go.
Chapter 194, Signs of Household Collapse.
Oh,
Part
fuck.
1.
It's loud.
2 days have passed since then. I've spent that time staying at the office, training from morning till night. If Orsted's there, I have my physical strength training in the morning, mock battles at noon, lessons in the office.
Please tell me if it's too low or too high.
Documents before going to sleep, and that cycle keeps repeating. The days when Orsted's not here, I'm usually training alone. Wearing magic armor, continuously and tirelessly repeating a set of moves that Orsted taught me until I'm exhausted. I'm also looking for someone to do co-op training with. 1. Once in a while, Sylvie comes to deliver lunch. At that time, I have someone to do co-op training with. But today, I'm training alone. Well then, this form that is taught to me is something.
I don't know. The way that he was describing a few scenes was a bit sus. You could twist it and turn it any way you want, but the way that he described it was a little sus. That's just my opinion, though. I not 100% sure if we're referring to the same scene, to be honest. But that aside, keep going.
Left behind 400 years ago by the dragon god Europen. Dragon god Europen. 2. He is known by the general public as one of the 3 demon slayer heroes. Perogius's comrades. According to Orsted, amongst the generations of dragon gods, he is in fact one with the lowest magical capacity. 3. At that time he was treated as the weakest dragon god, as he hardly had the qualifications as dragon god with his low magical power. Like that he developed a completely original dragon god technique on his own. And with this original technique, he justified his title as dragon god, and defeated demon god Laplace.
Wait, why are we getting like a freaking lore dump on us this chapter? What the fuck happened? Hold up. What the fuck happened in the last... Yeah, we just ended with like normal shit. Yeah. Yeah, we just ended with normal shit. This is coming out of nowhere.
At that time he was treated as the weakest dragon god, as he hardly had the qualifications as dragon god with his low
Fucking
magical
hell.
power. Like that he developed a completely original dragon god technique on his own. And with this original technique, he justified his title as dragon god, and defeated demon god Laplace. Even to this day his name is hailed as the strongest and the most genius amongst dragon gods, or that is what people say. Dragon god Europen's form is a fighting style for defeating an opponent using a minimal amount of magical power. Orsted discovered it on a secret note left behind by Europen. With that information he successfully learned the Saint Dragon Toki, the greatest fighting style, and mastered it to the highest level. The style that uses little magical power. However, that kind of style is necessary for me. Using minimum power to fight my enemies is a knowledge I need the most. Besides, combining magic arts and martial arts, Wushu is a classic.
Okay, it's not a lore dump, it's
matches
just...
with me who is wearing the magic armor.
He's
Well,
just going through a training arc, okay.
First is Rock Shell. A direct hit from it will definitely cause injury, even to Orsted. It has extremely high power, rivaling the Sword of Light from the Sword God style. Therefore, the combination usually uses this. After it's perhaps because I have used it.
Well, the stream just started, my dude.
Has the fastest invocation speed amongst my magics. With this spell, I will greatly hinder the movement of the enemy immediately, and start my offense from that point on. Or Electric. Its invoking speed is slightly longer than Quagmire, but this spell is a great magic that could penetrate through the opponent's fighting spirit and paralyze them. A very useful spell. If the opponent couldn't be delayed with Quagmire, I usually use Electric on them. Such a situation has happened often. Using this at the beginning instead of Quagmire is also a common start for me. As for stopping enemy movement, I can use Heavy Fog or Frost Nova to destroy the enemy formation. Afterwards, basically finish them off with Rock Shell. In other words, it's a combination move. I restrain the enemy's movement, and limit what they can do. By fully utilizing that hand, I could usually create an opening on my opponent that can't be parried. And then use Rock Shell. By practicing these patterns, combined with the help of my companions, victory is almost certain. Or so, according to Orsted. The important thing is routine. Point 4. Getting used to my routines, even if my opponent has the most bizarre movements, I could respond to them without delay. Quagmire, my opponent taking an action countering my opponent's move with magic, my opponent still could respond to my counter countering his move again with my spells, keep repeating that until my opponent is cornered, and finish him off with Rock Shell. Yeah. It sounds simple. In practice, a swordsman could cut his path through any magic. In the case where there was a preemptive attack, the chance of having such support magic fail is high. It was difficult to put it into practice. Which reminds me. Orsted also taught me about king rank magic or higher. That said, there have been no results either. After all, the point of king class attack magic or higher is usually the fusion of saint class spells. For example, the Emperor ranked water spell Absolute Zero. This could be achieved by combining the spells Water Splash and Icicle Field, resulting in the spell Frost Nova, and at the same time expanding its target area into a massive area of effect at a high speed. 5. By enveloping a massive area with water and then freeze it immediately, that is called the Emperor Water rank spell Absolute Zero. It's too late to teach me that, I could already do it. That meant I already mastered Emperor rank spells. For that reason Badigati said that my Rock Shell was already in the realm of Emperor rank Earth magic. Usually, there is no thing such as an enhanced Rock Shell. However, I brought together a new method there. In short,
Took me a while to realize this, but they replaced Stone Cannon with Rock Shell. I'm a fucking dumbass. I'm a fucking dumbass. Bro. How tired am I? I can't connect the fucking dots.
Already mastered all 4 attack magics to saint ranked or higher.
Holy shit.
However, using god class magic is futile. To use god class magic, vast amounts of magical power is needed, along with the fine-tuning in controlling. The use of a long chant to control the magic effect and a magic circle is required. Orsted said that its power is so powerful that it could basically change the terrain of the world. Point 6. In part of this world's strange terrains, there are traces of such magic. Honestly, I'm still poor at drawing magic circle 7, and it would be nice if I didn't need to draw something big to use such spells. Fusion magic, the fundamentals, and putting them in practice. By utilizing variations of these, there should be no opponent that I cannot defeat. Let's take it a step at a time by building strength from the basics. Let's do that, together. Rudius. And, As I do my usual magic special training, Orsted returns. I immediately face Orsted and bow to him. Welcome back. When the president comes back, bowing one's head is a company employee's duty. While wiping off my sweat, I continued to say my greetings with my waist bent 45 degrees to the front. Doing this by myself feels lonely, but I must be patient until Cliff's study on Orsted's curse has finished. And, when that happens, we could each greet the president in sequence as he walks by. Who would even care if we act like the Yakuza? 8. There's work. At first Orsted
The
said don't be so
Yakuza.
formal, but he is
Fucking
used to it
hell.
now. Departure will be in 3 days. I will begin the
There's
explanation
just
now.
some mafia
I
group
respectfully
just going
receive
out doing random
First of all,
shit
receive
that
the workshop
Orsted
from
just
President
commands. It's just like,
Next task is
heck.
decided. As usual,
It's like, okay,
it's
you're
not
going
really
to
hard
kill
job,
this person,
but
go save
spend
that
some time with
person,
your
kill
family
this
within
person,
3
go
days.
save that person.
Yes, I
Why? I
understand.
don't know.
So, I decided to return to my house. Part 2.
Because it
Welcome
works,
back,
don't
boss.
ask why.
Danisama, 9. Returning home, a cat-eared maid is sitting in front of the entrance.
It
What
takes
are you
too
doing?
long to
Jeez,
explain
this
why.
girl. Did she screw something up? I'm home, Rinia. By the way,
I
why
know
are
there's
you
a
sitting in
reason for
place
every
like this?
single one, but
Nah, haha. Just a little
usually
deal.
it's a long
Just reflect on
explanation.
myself. Rinia's ears are hanging low on her head, looks like she is dejected. I understand. Let's leave her
No.
reflecting on herself. Passing by her, I enter the house. I'm home. There, Lucy pokes her face from behind the door in the living room towards me. I wonder if she's going to run away again. And just while I was thinking that, she suddenly leaps from behind the door. With steps sounding like tape-tip-tip, she jumps on my legs. 9. Welcome home, Papa. I wonder what happened. Her welcome is warm today. What happened, Lucy? Embracing my leg without changing her position, she is hidden behind me, clinging onto my robe. Some way or other, her distance towards me is unusually close today. Papa is happy. Mama. Papa is back. Yeah, I know, wait a second. Mama. Sylvie's voice could be heard from the bathroom. Doing the laundry, or cleaning the bathtub. Afterwards, Lucy called Sylvie several times more. Before long she reached her limit and let go of my robe. Tape-tip-tip, she runs to the bathroom. What was it, I wonder? Well, don't think too much about it. This is what children do. Usually I always go straight towards Lucy. It's fine if she comes to me once in a while. Let's consider Lucy's feelings. While I think so, I wander around the house. I find Leo and Lara in the living room. Lara is sleeping soundly in a peaceful mood. She is also healthy looking today. Continuing towards the kitchen, I found Lilia preparing ingredients for cooking. 10. Her face looks a bit worn out. I wonder what happened. Lilia-san, I'm home. Welcome back, Danisama. 11. Are you tired? No. Even though she said so, Lilia's face looks really tired. Why don't you take a rest for a bit? It's not a problem. Really? Yes. If the person herself says so, it's probably okay. I wonder what is causing her such trouble. If you're
Keck W,
conditioned
that's
to
not
stay
how
awake,
it
please take a
works,
rest.
dude.
Don't you want to take a rest for a bit? Thanks for your concern. But really, this is not a big problem. If Lilia says so, then I will believe her. However, if it's not her body, maybe it was mental fatigue. It might be some anxiety. Did something happen? It's just, Eris-sama went to school. Eris? What is she thinking? She said it was the day to teach swordsmanship to Norn-sama. Swordsmanship? Really, a pregnant woman should just stay still. Eris, I wonder if she's going to become a teacher. Although I'm not really opposing that, but I would like you to restrain yourself a little while you're still pregnant. I'm worried. I deeply apologize. We all tried to stop her, but she just ignored us and left. I understand. Thank you for trying. Trying to convince a child who wouldn't listen. Lilia must be tired. Once, I also experienced that from someone who told me. Furthermore,
There is
someone who
no
listens to my words
convincing
won't listen to
Eris.
me.
Eris
Yes.
is
I'm also
too
convinced that Eris
powerful.
won't listen to Sylvie's words or Aisha's preachings. Come to think of it,
She will
where is
overpower
Aisha?
Lilia through
When she
sheer
hears that,
fucking
Lilia answers me
will.
with a wry smile. She is in the backyard.
John
Part 3.
Wick style.
Following Lilia's words, Aisha was in the backyard. She's sitting in the corner of the garden.
Fucking
Looking
hell.
at her, her shoulders are trembling a bit. It's rare for Aisha to display such a feeble appearance. I wonder if she's crying. Aisha. Welcome back, Ani-chan. From Aisha's back, a flat reply could be
Please,
heard.
don't be
Without
creepy.
looking at her face, I won't know whether she's crying or not. However, I sighed immediately. Looking at her,
I did a bit of research for my latest video. And I was trying to find a fan fiction that was really creepy and really disturbing. And boy, oh boy, did I find that. And holy shit, it's fucking disturbing. Holy shit. Like, I didn't read a lot of it, but I read enough to grab an excerpt of it and, like, put it on my fucking video. Dude, holy shit. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. The fanfic between Rudius and Aisha, and holy, it's not Laura. No, it's the Aisha and Rudius one, and I regret it. I regret reading it. So right now we're on we're on Aisha, and I can only think of that fucking fanfiction that I read earlier not read, but like glossed over earlier today, and like, ugh, ugh, yeah, it's so bad. Let's just continue, bro. I can't with this shit. This shit, it's like, oh, that Aisha fanfic was terrible. Oh, that's all I could think about right now. Okay, let's just keep going.
Looks like she dug a hole in the corner of the garden.
Fuck.
Something that looks like pottery pieces are buried. From those pieces, I thought I saw something familiar. Looking closely, there is also a handle part. Even that handle part looks familiar. In the past, Aisha bought a stylish teacup set with the same handle with her own pocket money. That teacup over there is her favorite teacup. She always uses it whenever she is enjoying tea by herself. I also remember I used that cup once. If I'm not mistaken, that time she looked delighted. Ani-chan is the only exception, or for Ani-chan.
I chose to read it for a bit in my video, okay? I chose to read it for a bit. It's worth it. It was a good bit, but holy... Oh, God, girl volume. Yeah, we just got past the cat girl part of the cat girl part of the volume. Yeah. Or, well, not just. We did that last stream, which was around 2 weeks ago, if I had to guess. Yeah. You believe you not? Shut the fuck up. You'll see it in the fucking video. You'll see it in the fucking video. I'll try to get it released this week, but it's not going fast. It's not a fast process.
To use an excellent cup tastes a bit different, right? Or something like that. Honestly, I wouldn't know what would make it taste any different, but looking at Aisha's delighted face, I remember saying that it somehow is really delicious. And now, that favorite cup is broken. Hey. Ani-chan. Coming from Aisha, is her unusual low-pitched voice. What? What is it? This is anger. For the peaceful Aisha to get angry. Oh darn, I wonder if I've done something wrong. Apologize. What have I done that I need to apologize for? It will only be like pouring oil into the fire called anger from the other person. What should I do? What is the cause? And, as I worry, Aisha turns towards me, looks into my eyes and says, that cat over there, why don't you get rid of her? That cat? I wonder which cat. No, maybe she is referring to that cat in a Caesar pose right now at the entrance. Just abandoning her would be a waste. Let's sell her to a slaver? No. Sell her to Eris's home. If I remember correctly, weren't they trying to buy her at a high price? 1,500 Azure gold coins, it would only take them a second to gather that much, right? Even half of that would be fine. Wait a minute. Calm down now. Let's sit down first. I made a chair with earth magic, and urged Aisha to sit. Aisha took one broken fragment from the hole, and stood up. She threw that piece at my feet. Then, she sat on the chair with a thud. It wasn't all that expensive. But it's impossible to get my hands on one of those cups anymore. The person who made it already died, and the store already went bankrupt. But, something with a shape like that, would definitely break one day. I made another chair, and sat in front of Aisha. Somehow that made her a bit calmer. I know that. I'm not all about the broken cup.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's no doubt it was Rinia who broke that cup. And that's why Aisha's angry. Even though she says she isn't, I have no doubt that is how she really feels. But, the problem is,
Aisha's brutal sometimes. Holy shit. It's like, this cat, not this girl, this cat, she broke my cup. I don't like her anymore. Sell her, be gone, thought. Fucking hell. How fucking crazy is Aisha? Dude, she's really weird. And her fans are really weird too. It's just a combination of fucking weird and more weird. Just makes things really cringe and fucked. Fucking hell. Oh, this
everyone
just...
make a mistake the first time. Though she is like that, Rinia is a princess from somewhere. 12. Looks like Aisha wants to say something with a loud voice, but she...
Never read fanfics. I wasn't planning to until, like, I thought of a good bit.
When doing housework in the living room, she dumped water on Lara-chan. Water on Lara? Happened. While she was cleaning the sink,
like, there's no way that the people who wrote those fanfics are actually serious. They, 100%, all of them are trolling. 100%. No fucking way they're ever serious about it. I don't care. It's funny to rant about a fanfic, okay? I know. Calm down, it was only a fanfic. This is This is comedy gold here, making fun of the of Aisha fans. Okay, all of you Aisha fans are fucked. All of you Aisha fans are fucking pedophiles. That's how it works. Okay, I see one fanfic, I classify all of you as freaking pedophiles and fucked up. That's all. That is it. That's all. That's all I have to say.
Dust cloth in the other. Because of that, her balance crumbled and she fell. Well, it didn't escalate to anything serious. That cat looks like she doesn't
Simply
really know
how
how
it
to clean.
works.
Come to think of it. Before, I've entered her room once. It was wonderfully messy. Though that often happens, I can't really complain. Norn, she was even more awful than Rinia. They're like on the same level. 13. Don't compare her with Norn so casually. Casually. No, didn't want to say bad things about Norn. But, even though that cat doesn't have a particularly bad memory, she always makes the same mistake over and over again even after I warn her repeatedly. Aisha keeps ranting, and I could only sigh. That cat, she never apologizes. Never apologizes. That's bad. I see. When she makes some blunder, she gives off her devilish laugh like Naya ha ha ha, my bad, my bad. I will be more careful next time. Naya. Then, for the time being, I'll make her apologize. But, Rinia has to do it of her own will. She must sincerely apologize to the other person. Create the mood, and when she arrives she should apologize. This is no good. I know, right. If it was me I could just forgive her. But Rinia's superior is Aisha. This is an issue I can't be too involved in. So, hey, Ani-I-chan. Please Ani-I-chan, can't you throw
Getting a
her out?
weird Discord
I can't stand working with her
notification.
anymore. It's rare for Aisha to go as far as bad-mouthing Rinia. But, she probably couldn't stomach it anymore. Though there probably wasn't something like a big incident. It wasn't only a single broken cup that caused this. But by allowing mistakes to accumulate one by one, and forgiving each one with a smile, it has now reached this point. But, yes, she certainly is a bit troublesome. But she's still adapting to a new environment. Even now she still has it tough. Trying to get used to a new environment, she might only be acting cheerful. It may look like she isn't apologizing seriously in Aisha's eyes. I mean, isn't it painful to look after someone who keeps repeating the same mistakes? Rinia is trying the best she can, I think. When she was my underling she also made these kind of mistakes. But, that reduced over time. Thus she must really be trying to change herself. It can be said, that only after making a big mistake, can you reflect on yourself, so you won't repeat it again. At least, when I saw Rinia in front of the entrance door she really did seem to show some remorse. I could almost feel a calm composure from her.
Like,
that's a lot. That cat never reflects on herself. Generally.
It's Rinia or Linia. It's Rinia in here, but I'm pretty sure it's Linia, whatever. Fucking hell, the cat bitch. She has like a combination of like the worst luck and the most stupid fucking mind, and that just makes her entire life fucked. She's lucky to have Rudius be fucking rich as fuck, but you know. That's like the one bit of luck that she's had ever since she left that fucking school. Was it luck or was it just her fucking up? I can't tell. I think it was a combination of both. I don't know, I'm gonna keep going.
Even her attitude is very strange. She is humble towards Roxy, Eris, and Leo, but she makes light of Sylphie. So Aisha says, and her lips pout. She is so stubborn. What do you mean with Sylphie, treating her lightly? Somehow, with an even more
Didn't she get scammed? I'm pretty sure she also got into debt, which is also her fault. Which is just her fault. Which then got her to be scammed. So it was kind of bad luck, kind of her being stupid. It's kind of a mix of both.
Changed. Certainly, come to think of it.
Enough to make her a slave. Like, fuck. That was fucking terrible.
And if she breaks anything, the cost will be added to her debt. She must show a more upright attitude if she is really trying to reform herself. I will speak to her personally. Anyway, I want you to give her a little more time. How about it? Aisha made a pouty face. 15. With a pointed mouth, Aisha turns her face away with closed eyes. Looking at her showing that attitude, she's silent. It looks like she isn't that angry anymore. Hey please. Aisha. Even though she's like that, she is still your Ani-I-chan's friend. Well, then just this time I will overlook her for your sake, Ani-I-chan. After saying that Aisha suddenly stood and turned herself to...
For all of you who like Aisha, you are weird as fuck, you're creepy as fuck, And you also support slavery, just like Aisha. I'm going to conclusions here, but I don't care. It's funny. Ha ha ha. You Aisha fans are fucked. That's how it works. That's how it works here in these live streams. We will make fun of all you Roxy fans for being into pregnant girls. We will make fun of all of you Eris fans into being stepped on. But Aisha fans, you are the real fucked up people. You are the real fucked up ones. We can all agree on that. It's safe. It's a safe space for everyone except Aisha fans. That's how it works.
Face me. However, Oni-chan, I have a very bad premonition. As it is, let's pray that it won't come true. After saying that...
Oh, and incest, yeah. Incest. I forgot about that.
I told Rinia. Her answer was yup, Naya. Nothing can be done about it.
You're also into incest, which is weird.
She will regret that. Incidentally, Roxy came home together with Eris, and was reprimanded for doing so.
And all Aisha fans, I agree. Send him a blaze.
And said I understand. But that I understand. How much did she understand of it? For the time being, it seems like she won't be rampaging around while carrying her sword.
Dude.
With her stomach becoming big, reprimanded for doing such strenuous...
One more broken pot. Aisha isn't just gonna sell Rinia. She's gonna fucking sell her for the equivalent of a fucking dime. 100%. Just total disrespect. Because she knows that Rudius is rich and can afford to lose all that money. He doesn't give a shit about how much Aisha sells her for. He's just like, you know what? Just disrespect this bitch. I'm gonna sell her for a fucking dime. That's how it works. That's how it works with Aisha. She's fucking cold-hearted. She's fucking weird as fuck. Supports slavery and just treats everyone like shit if they're fucking just inconvenient in her life, I guess. Fucking hell. I break a single cup and now you want to sell me. You're a fan of all the wives, you fucking normie. Pick a side. Pick a side. Yeah.
Exercises. Eris placed her hands on her hips, her lips formed a, and said I understand. But that I understand. How much did she understand of it? For the time being, it seems like she won't be rampaging around while carrying her sword. With her stomach becoming bigger, she has also matured more. But really, I still worry about her. So she does not come to harm the child, I must rein her in tightly. Mother and child, be strong.
Oh yeah, all of them are good. All of them are good, but you gotta pick a side here. You gotta pick a side here. This is a war we're talking about. You can only pick one. You're not in the Rudius field, okay? This isn't a society where we can pick multiple waifus. In one series at least. This isn't a society where we can pick multiple waifus. You have to choose. You have to choose. That's how it works. You're not Rudius. You're not Rudius. That's not how it works. That's not how this community works. You have to pick one. There you go. All waifus are good though, but Sylphie's kind of just better. Okay, you made a recovery there. All four of them. All four of them. Good joke. Good joke. It took me a while, but good joke. I like all the wives. I am a Sylphie fan at heart. See, we got Sylphie fans in here. This is a Sylphie fan channel. That's how it works. If I need to pick it, Sylphie. Yeah, there you go. See. Cheers. All right, you have a side. You have picked the right side. All right. Anyway. Let's keep going.
Than usual.
All joking aside, fucking...
After dinner, Sylvie secretly says to me without...
In these slice of life volumes, all you could really do is just do waifu debates. Honestly, it's there's not much like theory crafting going on in here, you know. Outside of that one training thing that we had earlier on in this chapter. It was pretty cool, but like most of these slice of life volumes, it's mostly just in these live streams. It's mostly just waifu debates. That's all it goes down to. Next volume's good though. I'm sure it is. I mean, usually the follow up to slice of life volume is typically pretty good. 13 was slice of life. 14 really good. 15 was fucking amazing. 16. Pretty sure that was slice of life. Yeah, that was 16 was slice of life, or it was web novel 17. But I'm going to go with actually the title. I go by web novels in the fucking titles. Anyway, let's just go by web novels. Web novel 17, fucking pretty slice of life. Next one was pretty fucking good too. And this one we're back into slice of life. So I'm hoping we get into another arc of like high octane shit. Volume 20, 21, whatever. I'm hoping that happens, but like right now, mostly Waifu Wars. That's it. It's mostly it.
Remorse Rinia does not fit in this household. It is right on the mark. There is no reason for Sylvie to feel sorry at all. After all, it is her duty to keep the household in check. Still, Aisha was right. It's bad to leave things like this. One way or another, I must resolve this situation before leaving again for work. Though, I wonder if I could wait a little more to see how things would develop. Part 4. Evening that day. Since it's both of Roxy and Sylvie's time of the month, I decided...
I think that comment is kind of contradictory. This is the worst volume, though. It's still better than most other... Oh, light novel series. I thought you said in series. I'm like, most other in the series? What is that? Light novel series. Okay, I gotcha. Fair enough.
Sleep alone.
Fair enough.
Honestly, after 10 days of holding back myself to train, I have almost reached my limit. Well, nothing I could do about it on day
It's not my
days.
fault that L looks like an I, a capital I. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bedroom, Eris was already waiting for me. Folded arms and legs spread at shoulder width as usual. Wrapped in a negligee, her stomach is bulging pockwork. Recently, her sleepwear should have been warmer. But today, Eris is wearing some unusually erotic lingerie. That's no good, your stomach will get chilly. Let's do it. No way. Children are important. No sex while pregnant, is the rule in our house. But, you want to, right? I heard it's that time of the month for Sylvie and Roxy. I'll be fine, I can endure it. My dear husband, there is no need to restrain yourself. Saying so, Eris grabs my...
You don't need to say any more. Eris grabs him. Bro, something's telling me that she wants this and not fucking... She's just like, alright, it's time to keep going with that training routine. It's like, what the fuck? No. Stop. Stop. The fuck? Bruh, I'm getting trolled on Discord. Holy shit. Bro. Fucking hell. Duradia is a true wife of the household. Fucking hell.
And forcibly pulls me in. So strong. As I get dragged into my bedroom. Regrettably,
Squeal!
I might really lose myself. If I enter that state, I cannot hold myself back. This is bad, absolutely terrible. So regrettable. Eris is already pregnant, and she also moves around and exercises too much. 16. St. Stop it, Eris. We can't do it while you're still pregnant. If we lose our cherished child, Eris and I would surely regret it. Don't do this, this is absolutely no good. I know. That's why I'll be careful. Though you say you will be careful, you're going to school and leave the house to run with the dog. Well, she's more used to moving around and sitting still. My standards are different, so it's okay I guess. I might be just too overprotective. No, that and what's happening now are totally different. Just look over here. What I'm trying to say is. Eris pulled me to the bedside. And flipped over the blankets. Naya, Nian. On top of the bed there was Rinia, lying down. I think she is wearing one of Eris's negligees. She is curling up her bewitching body. As I'm no good, you can just do it with Rinia, right? Anya. Looking at me, Rinia making a face of resolution and resignation. Through the gap of her negligee, her cleavage was visible. She's moderately muscled, a straight foot.
Sup?
Her cat eyes are glowing and shining in the dark. Before I lose myself in lust, I look at Eris with amazement. What is this? Don't you see? It's Rinia. Probably, it's okay for me to take Rinia. Such a thing from Eris? She is someone who easily gets jealous with a disgruntled face as I flirt with Sylvie. 17. Hey, Eris. Isn't this an unfaithful act? She is a slave, so it isn't cheating. Father and also dear grandfather said so as well. Moreover, as I have decided it, there won't be a problem at all. Sorrows, Philip. What did you teach your daughter? 18. Hilda-san. Come here and scold them. This father and them, they have been teaching some strange things to their daughter. Oh, father in the great forest, mother. I'm helpless now, I will but become a plaything as a slave. Rinia muttered something in a low voice, something as a prayer. This might be a bad idea after all. We should stop here. Faced with Eris' selfishness, she couldn't do anything. Well, Persa. Excuse me for being a step ahead of you, Naya. Hehehe, this is my victory. I'm sure you can find someone else more suitable, Naya. Well, perhaps she wasn't all that reluctant to do this. I guess it's fine if we both consent. Rinia. Naya. While calling her, my hand reached outward.
What is this volume turned into? Bro. Power through, power through.
Rania's body suddenly goes stiff with a baikuri sound. But, even though her body tenses up, she doesn't run away. Turning my hand on her thigh, touching her butt. It should have the supple muscles of a predator. But unexpectedly, it has a very soft feeling. Then I turn my hand on her back, touching her waist. This side also has mokyo feeling. It's very charming. As it's my first time, Naya. Please be gentle, Naya.
I don't care.
This silence is frightening, Naya. Yufufu n. Nienya n. This feeling. Naya. 19.
Doesn't sound like it to me.
Lifted Rinia off the bed,
I might have.
carrying her across the room in a princess carry. 20. I move towards the next room, still carrying her. Turning the doorknob with my foot, and open it with a kick. There, in front of me, is the dark and cold hallway. In that place, I throw Rinia. Anya.
Good.
There, before she landed on her butt, I grabbed the door.
It is a joke, thank goodness.
From the inside.
Fuck.
With this,
I'm fucking oblivious. I'm oblivious. I'm oblivious.
Wait a minute. Isn't your treatment a little bit too cruel? I don't hear anything. I don't see anything either. There is no evil cat temper.
Lock the door.
I protected my chastity.
Close her in there.
Wait a minute, Rudius. What did you do that for? Eris comes over from behind me, but I won't change my mind. Eris, don't be mistaken, I love to do eke things with you. But I don't want that cat. Oh really? It's fine if that's the case, but we can't do it.
I'm too fucking stupid. Let's go. I'm just stupid. Pog. I'm just stupid. Let's go.
The door is hit over and over again.
I'm so dumb. Fuck.
Boss, please. Naya. It's already unpleasant working under Aisha Naya. As I'm thinking about it, Rinia began to cry. From Rinia's statement just now, it seems their compatibility is bad. Though the other day, when Aisha sewed the maid uniform for Rinia, their compatibility looked at least let me become a concubine. I want to increase my standings, Naya. Even just a physical.
Oh, this isn't funny to me. This is just relief. This is just relief. Thank goodness. Fucking hell.
So that's it. She is scheming something like that. But, well, how to even start with a debt like that? Her debt is too much, and it will take far too much time to repay. However, there's no chance I will treat her as a sex slave. Although I would be lying if I say I don't want to do any erotic things with her. But Rinia, she is my friend. And I want her to remain my friend. Besides, I already have 2 daughters now. Let's say that, if I do it with Rinia. After having that talk at noon with Aisha, would she not get angry? And how would I face Sylvie and Roxy? If I show unfaithfulness just because of some fleeting emotions, I will end up in a crisis called a family breakdown. I must protect my family at any cost. Why? Then, from somewhere in the house, crying sounds could be heard. Apparently, because of Rinia's voice, the sleeping Lara woke up. What should I do? Open the door for now, and make Rinia shut up? And, while I lost myself in thought for a moment, the sound of a door opening could be heard. Just a minute, Rinia, what time do you think it is? You woke up Lucy and Lara. Fitz. Sorry, Nyat. I didn't have any bad intentions, Naya. It's not Fitz. It's Sylvie. Anyway, it's already this late, so be quiet.
I kinda expect just fucking Sylvie just come up like Will Smith and just fucking slap the shit out of Rinia. I kinda just imagine that in my fucking head. That's funny.
Yeah. Yes. With Sylvie's yell, Rinia stops making a ruckus. Tottering sounds could be heard somewhere. Perhaps Rinia is headed back to Eris's room to sleep. For a while, the sound of Lara crying
like,
heard,
bitch, don't make the baby cry.
The silence of the night returned to us.
Don't make her wake up.
However,
I've tried too hard to make her go to sleep.
Said to be her own mistake. She got into debt, then confined in the house without a good way to pay off her debt. She can't do housework very well, and the head maid Aisha won't take any compromises in that regard. If it's like that, the least she could do was try to sell her body to please her master, she thought. But she got rejected. At this very moment, she might be weeping on her pillow. Also, an unpleasant feeling is filling the house now. Aisha sulking, Lilia looking tired, Sylvie raising her voice the first time in a long while, and Lara crying. And maybe Eris going to school was because of that. She felt uncomfortable inside the house. I don't think she did it intentionally. That girl isn't very good at reading the mood after all. 21. Anyway, it's a bit awkward now. Rania's got a feisty nature and she can't behave like a gang leader anymore. I won't say she is at fault for being unable to read the mood, but, as I thought, having such a huge debt, then getting sold as a slave, having her price tag skyrocket. No wonder she feels insecure. As the one who bought her, Rinia is my responsibility. One way or another, I must do something about her. Tomorrow, I'll look for a non-maid job for Rinia. TL, basically he wants someone to come and do training with
Holy shit, that's a lot of notes. Fuck. Well, that chapter was a trip. Just sell her again? Yeah. Just sell her again. Her price skyrocketed. I'm sure you can get some of it back. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. Let's continue then. We have a few stuff to do.
Chapter 195.
We're only halfway through the volume.
I can't leave Rinia in this house anymore.
Nice.
The mood in the house has become worse since she came. If her temptation continues, I don't know if my sense of reason can hold up. If I succumb to the temptation, it might lead to a dispute in my family, resulting in Sylvie running away from home and taking Lucy with her. If that happens, it will only lead to a bad end like in the diary. It should be avoided in advance. That is why I decided to introduce Rinia to new jobs. Naturally, the idea of her debt being cancelled was discarded.
Did she leave immediately though? I don't think she did. I remember thinking that this was the only boring volume in Mushoku Tensei, so good luck. Hey. I did Sophie leave Rudius right after she found out he cheated on her? I don't think so. I don't think that's what happened.
First from my thoughts. There is a line that even our friendship can't cross. In society that was called returning the great cost. 1. The reason for that was of course to increase my standing in the neighborhood. Well, now about a job for Rinia. Honestly, I don't have any idea.
She definitely wouldn't like it.
She could use magic,
that's obvious.
so combat is an option. However, to return something like
I don't think any of them would like it.
Gold coins, that choice is not what comes to mind first. Foreseeing that, I am also thinking of various ideas. First, let's ask if she could help in Xanova or Cliff's research, and get paid for that. Rinia had excellent results, so maybe there is an area that needed her. That was what I thought at first. But I quickly changed my mind.
Yeah.
With her personality.
It is a boring volume, but I'm trying to make some content out of it, alright? I'm trying to make some content.
It's a foolish idea to shamelessly push another expense onto Cliff, especially when his child was just born. Giving her the responsibility to be the head merchant in charge of distributing and selling the Rudyard book plus doll sets. That so-called idea was instantly discarded. I don't want the girl who got herself involved in a huge debt and fraud starting her own business again. Become Norn's exclusive maid in Magic University. I also considered this idea, but it was also instantly rejected. Norn will hate it. Perhaps it will end up having a similar result as the current situation. Become an adventurer and pay her debt? Or something like that, but being an adventurer isn't as profitable as it sounds. Rinia didn't qualify as an adventurer, and it has great costs and takes a long time to earn a profit, if she didn't die first. Let me see, those jobs above are no good. None of them could reach 1,500 Azure gold coins. I can't help but shake my head.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying.
But let's just assume
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
As a matter of fact, maybe now there is work there that is suitable for her and gives a high salary. Thinking so, I decided to take Rinia to the school. Part 2. Rinia's appearance is that of a maid. When we entered the school's vicinity, she and I stood out a lot with a triumphant look. She began to kick around and made the surrounding students scatter. Aura. Banjo is coming, Naya.
Aura.
For him, Naya. 3.
Aura.
Chisu. Long time no see. 4. Osu.
Oh no, Catmaid. Oh no, Catmaid.
Raceman came and greeted her with a happy face.
Indeed, oh no, Catmaid.
It's been 2 years since Rinia graduated. Looking at the current students, it looks like there are still many that remember Rinia. Maybe around this place, I can get some clues from the
Big
senpai.
Sag.
Asu, Rinia senpai. Long time no see. While I was thinking about that, one guy approached us. Who is this guy? I feel that he was introduced to me in the old days. Around my sophomore year. I cannot remember his name, but he was the one that led a group of students. Oh, you, isn't your yell lacking fighting spirit, Naya? Asu. Alright. Increase the pitch, Naya. Oh, Rinia is really bossy. Even though she's wearing a maid uniform, even though she's covered in debt. By the way, Rinia senpai, is this okay? NN? Is what okay, Naya? I heard, now you're a joke. From the stories that I heard, you've become an eternal slave to Student Council President's Anarchy. 5. You might say, Naya. Wait a minute, that's not the entire truth, Naya. But following the strong one is also a teaching of the beast tribe, Naya, so it isn't too bad, Naya. Really, for Rinia to answer him with
Getting
false words is
annoyed by
contrary
these
to her mood.
nyas. Fucking hell.
6. Honestly, I feel disappointed. For what, Naya? Rinia senpai, before you graduated you were full of spirit, taking the top position of the school before Rudius or Ariel, but the present Rinia senpai is like a common pet cat, isn't it? Rinia was speechless, falling silent for a few seconds.
Bro, if I was 21, I'd start a drinking game right now and drink every single time that there's a nya. Would I die? Probably. Fucking hell. This shit's fucking ridiculous. Every single time there's a fucking cat girl in these animated weeb ass shit, there's always nya. Every single time, every single sentence ends with a nya. I fucking hate it. I hate it in Steins Gate. I hate it in Steins Gate and I hate it here. You'll die from alcohol. I know. It's a little bearable when you just read it in your head, but when you have it being read out loud, that shit's annoying. Hopefully, don't do it too much in the fucking season 2. I hope that they don't do it too much in season 2. But I have a feeling that they will. Because every single weeb shit, every single anime, every single manga, every single fucking... Well, this is the only light novel I've seen, so... Every single anime, every single manga, they always pull the nyas. They constantly do the nyas. It's so fucking annoying.
And when I thought she would be angry and bare her fangs, phew, she laughed. Certainly, Aikashi, now I'm fallen. But just wait. Before long, Naya, the junior will be dominating the senior, Naya. Gee, so it's like that. Really, Naya? To experience a junior dominating the senior, Naya, I think it's not bad experiencing this once in a while, Naya. Looking at Rinia saying that, her Kaoruhi's eyes are wet with tears. Rinia senpai, as expected. My thinking process hasn't reached that level yet. Well, this is where we're different, Naya. Tapping her forehead, Rinia said that proudly. Then after that, Rinia sends her junior off, who was looking at her with eyes full of admiration and showered her with tons of praises, while I went to my classroom.
I'm gonna reset every single page.
Towards their relationship. I'm on the way to the research building. Along the way, greetings for Rinia came like there's no end to them. But, after entering the research building, and there are no people anymore, the greetings ceased. Walking quietly in the school building, Rinia looked around and back. Boss, how about the conversation from a little while ago, Naya, about social standing, Naya? The conversation a little while ago. While the rubbing one's hands together, Rinia looks like a debt collector. The conversation about junior dominating senior, Naya. That's only talk on the surface. I'm not gonna go against boss, Naya. I see. Because of Rinia's circumstances, she is still at her branching path of life, so it could be her true feelings. Considering some strange lines
I see it.
Talking about her public position, I guess what she said some time ago were her true feelings. At least that's what I had been thinking.
I see it.
Fine for you to aim for a much
We're about to run into 6-1. Thanks for subscribing.
Please be
Oh wait, I missed one.
What's with the
6. Fucking 6.
Perhaps did she mean that
6.
I'm aiming to become a director?
6.
Did she means that? Whether or not I'm doing something.
But 2 pages in a row. 6.
Without asking permission from my beloved trio of wives, namely Sylphie, Roxy, and Eris. How cunning. This fellow, don't tell me she's an assassin dispatched by Hitagama to destroy my family from inside. You, in the last few years, did you meet a guy who calls himself a god in your dreams that gave you some revelation? What's with that suddenly, Naya? Revelations in dreams. There is no such thing as long as I remember, Naya. For your own good, don't lie. Though it's weird to say this. President Orsted's judgment is to kill any suspicious person. I won't go to that extent though. Yeah, yesterday's dream was a dream about the sky splitting open and a lot of fish raining down, Naya. Before that, I don't remember, Naya. To see such a happy dream. Surely, 1 fish is 1 point, so she must want to increase it by collecting 100 fish points. 7. But, I must be careful with some other meaning in there. Anyway, for the time being, she isn't Hitagama's apostle? I think.
Why the fuck would she be an apostle? She's so dumb.
Well, it's fine then. But, if you see such a dream, talk
She's
to me
so
immediately.
dumb. Why the fuck would she be an apostle? Why the fuck would she be recruited?
Part 3. Oh, Shishel. Muyu. 9. When I arrived at Zanaba's place, he frowned as soon as he saw Rinia. Oh, long time no see. Oh you, Zanaba, sorry for not
Oh wait.
after I returned, Naya. Zanaba was...
Oh wait. What the fuck is this exchange gonna be? Because fucking Zanaba fucking hates her guts. It's like, oh, you're a slave. Yes. Trade off for Rudius. Great offer. I get to humiliate her, and you don't have her in the house. How about that? She won't be sold. No, I get to embarrass the shit out of her instead. Yeah, Hinagami probably doesn't want her, like you said.
Dripping cold sweat, while looking around his room. Excuse me, I'm tidying my room a bit, please wait a minute. And, after glancing around, one doll after another was boxed up and put away. Hurriedly. From the important dolls, to the fragile-looking dolls.
Oh yeah,
Inside, Julie
thinks
was playing with
Rania's
her
gonna
top.
fucking break
In the middle of the
everything.
works,
Fair
she
enough,
began
at
to irritate
least.
Zanaba and
Fair
cleaned up the
enough.
desk
She
and was
did break
around.
a few cups, you know.
Now it's fine. Well then, let's start the talk. Zanaba is, pointing to the table a little ways away from the workplace. Julie left the desk immediately and she was walking with toot-toot sounds following Zanaba's command. Julie, continue the works.
Rip
Yes,
Roxy
master.
figurine.
Then me, Rinia, and Zanaba sat down.
Rebuilt
However,
it.
the still restless Zanaba
Fine.
is calling
Just
Ginger
repaired.
Jen in the corner of the room. Ginger. Yes. Zanaba only called her, but she understood that and stood between the table and the workplace. As if protecting the workplace. So, Shishao. Then, after he is satisfied, Zanaba faced towards me.
Shisha!
Is there some important matter today? While Zanaba warily glanced towards Rinia, he asked me. He is extremely vigilant. He didn't say that aloud. But perhaps, leaving Rinia in this place is a rude request. I feel bad. No, only some trivial matter. With this, there is no way I can ask Zanaba to let Rinia assist in his research. As expected, no, more than what I expected, their affinity is the worst. This must have been caused by the incident where Rinia broke Zanaba's doll. Bullying causes one's spirits to break. Though it's not like that in Aisha's case, she has simply reached her limit of patience when her cup was broken. Though Zanaba looks nonchalant on the surface. But, he will definitely show an unpleasant face if I asked him to have Rinia assist here. By the way Shishao, why did you come with Rinia? Although I overheard the talk.
Oh, she doesn't need to assist.
Well, various things happened, and now I'm looking for a job for her. So, it's like that. Zanaba's eyes swam right and left.
Just lock her in a room
Also,
again by
it seems he has some
herself.
kind of work in his mind.
I'm sure
It
she'd
looks like he's
enjoy
so
it.
disagreeable to working with Rinia. Don't worry. I won't leave her here. Even so, such as her misdeed in the past, it looks like it still hasn't been resolved. Well, that's it. Let's talk about research now.
Put her in the boys'
Right.
dorm.
From what I gathered, Zanaba
Locked
didn't want
behind a
anything to do with
door.
Rinia. Yeah, following that he began to talk happily about the magic armor as usual. Part 4. I
Probably
took lunch
something
in the cafeteria.
Zanaba would
The surrounding
suggest.
students looked at us with skeptical glances, and in the end many men gathered around Rinia. Nia ha ha ha. Akashi, I said something hilarious about person Naya. What are you chubby Naya, or that? 11. As expected, Rinia-san. That manner of speaking is really Persona-san, there isn't anything odd in that tone. Rinia was probably considered pretty charismatic before Ariel came. She has the charisma of a delinquent. She naturally attracts delinquents in her surroundings. She naturally does it, although how she acts according to her surroundings could also be considered part of her nature. Maybe there's a job that requires gathering people. Well, for now let's try Cliff's place. Part 5. As it turns out, it was also no good at Cliff's place. The atmosphere was the same as Zanaba's place. They're aware that someone like Rinia is problematic.
What if, at the very end, Orsted's like, I'll take her.
To handle. I
That'd be
personally didn't want to
fucking
leave her here.
stupid.
Well, even if she is helping in Zanaba's or Cliff's place, it
That'd
didn't
be
guarantee that she
fucking
could regain her
dumb.
debt. Now what should I do about this person? Didn't you need someone to help you with your own work? When I tried to solve this problem, that was his response. Well, my work, traveling around the world to fight against Hitagama's evil hand according to where Orsted's evil hand points, to complete various jobs. But there's a problem with it. If she is affected by Orsted-sama's curse, then what is the point of making her do that? That curse is.
Yeah,
The
it
magical
would
power
be.
activates when looking at him directly. Therefore, an interview with Orsted-sama is. Then of course, it's a no-go. Maybe I could have her work in the same office, but without meeting him personally. That's unlikely. Moreover, the beast race is sensitive.
Sag,
There
my
is some
request
possibility that the curse
did
could be
not
so
go
activated
through.
that.
My request
Can the curse affect the sense of
denied.
smell? What is it?
Sag.
Wait a minute, it's interesting. Then,
Just
can the beast
release
race
her
smell
in the
magic with their
demon
nose?
continent or something.
There
I
isn't
think that
anything
just
yet.
raises
Just
more
my hunch about
problems.
that
I
kind
think
of
she'll be
possibility.
sold again.
But if we have Rinia, we could confirm it. How about that? Get
Leave
the
her
curse
to
confirmed.
herself and she'll
Things
probably
like that.
find a way
You
to
must
become a
also
slave
try not to
again.
reduce Orsted's odor.
That's just how
An
it
animal's sense of
works.
smell was several hundreds-fold of a human. The thing is, how much would we have to reduce his odor until it couldn't be detected by an animal? If the theory is correct, that's one step further toward anti-curse tool completion. Deodorant is necessary. But to make sure that the deodorant is working, must run tests. Adding a flower aroma might act as a double barrier for blocking the curse. Orsted that wearing an aromatic helmet. Somehow that's a very bizarre idea. Well then, let's do some small investigation, approaching from that direction. Oh, that's right. But, then someone from a Duradia lineage would be nice. Their nose would work better. Dog has a better sense of smell than a cat. Come to think of it, what if Persona was here? I guess she would only come here if she lost interest in becoming the Duradia village chief. So, sense of smell. But, if that's the case, why limited to the beast race? How about examining various races? In the human race and other species, even the colors they can recognize are different. There are many variations in the so-called people in this world. There are even demon eyes that can see magic particles. Perhaps we can find the source of the curse by examining responses from various races. That's right, not only beast race, there are also various magic races. Finding subjects will be tough. Yet, there are many different races in the Magic City Sharia. That's because the Magic University doesn't refuse any kind of student. But, that doesn't mean that all the races are gathered here all the time. It's always changing. Gathering rare species, verifying each one by one, then investigating one by one until the origin of curse is found. That's very mind-boggling work. However, research is something like that. Basically, it's just brute force. Point 12. Anyway, first, let's start by gathering the people. So it's come to that, however, I'm not moving around too much, so a job to gather people is something I'm not good at. Cliff's communication skill is very poor. Same with me. Someone who is popular, someone who has a personality that could make many people gather. My line of sight and Cliff's, spontaneously focused on Rinia. Even if it's only delinquent guys, she's good at gathering people around her. Plus,
Yo,
in the place where
what's
people are assembled,
up?
it's something to gather more people. Rather than gathering only what is necessary, it's better to set wide parameters, if as a result one's hand is able to reach a spot that itches. Of course, when gathering so many people, problems would be bound to occur. Gathering that many dangerous existences. Simply gathering together will raise their spirits to a whole another level. It would only take one bad influence to lead the whole group down a bad path. A group without a leader is not so different from a mob. However, once Rinia is tamed, the others will come following her example. I guess I can't just leave everyone alone after gathering them. Naya, what is Naya? What are the two of you talking about, Naya? Here she is, in one corner of the room spending her free time yawning, and jolted her body in response to our line of sight. However, what method should we use to recruit people? Even when Rinia does nothing, people will always gather around her, but they need a reason to act. Some reason to gather many people. As I thought, it's gold. In a place where money gathers, there will undoubtedly be many people. Some kind of event with money as its prize. No, that will only gather them temporarily. As I thought, masking it as a business is the best way.
I wasn't keeping count, but boy oh boy, the Nyas.
Somehow I feel like
The Nyas are coming along. They're coming through.
I see. To gather servants for Orsted, in addition to help assisting the research. If I think about it, I'm tired of doing everything by myself. There must be some kind of support organization. Isn't this actually what I need? It is not only support. If by dividing the simple jobs, with 3 people at once, or maybe 4, many people could be saved. And then Orsted will be less burdened in the future. Of course, there is also a possibility of them being manipulated by Hitagame, so the important jobs must still be handled directly. But it's still too early for Orsted or I to breathe a sigh of relief. It would also be possible for Hitagame to manipulate the organization for his own ends. He won't just wait in silence. But, what would they do when there isn't any work? They would only increase the number of mouths I have to feed, and that's not very appealing. Each individual needs to be given a way to earn their keep. Jobs. That only they could do. As I thought, dispatching typical capable people. No, Orsted has the money. Forming a typical trading company, investing in talented fellows, using various prearranged schemes. Isn't that also good? But, for that Rinia to manage it. If something happened, it would be nice if someone was assisting her. Someone talented. Someone knowledgeable. Taking this opportunity, let's talk about this matter. Alright. Rinia. Naya, what's up, boss? After this, your job is, to collect people. What is to collect Naya? I see, it's a more fitting job with her personality, nor merchant, or mercenary. Everything is good since preliminary work is done now. What is the relationship between this and money, Naya? Leave the funding to me. If this turns out to be a success, then the corporation's profits can be used to pay off your debt. Although I'd take a cut of the profits as payment for my initial investment. 13. If my share is not enough, then I can consult with Orsted about the situation to increase the stocks. Depending on the situation, I might have to rely on credit from
Stonks.
I see, Naya. What about the place, Naya? It will be prepared right now. Right now. That's kinda random. Is that really alright, Naya? For Rinia to give such weak consent, her face
Stonks going up, yep.
Of course, even I don't expect that this will be going well from the start.
Recruit Rinia. Stonks go up.
It will come. In case we get our hands on some employee who has business acumen, that guy will be in charge of marketing the Ruger dolls. 14. We don't know whether this will be going well or not till we try, right? Akashi, but if this doesn't go well, please pardon me from increasing my debt, Naya. I see, Rinia is feeling anxious. As I thought, the impact of her first failure was huge. But, honestly, even with her income from working for me, her whole life won't be enough to cover her debt. But, if things continue like that, my household will certainly
Girls'
collapse.
stocks go up.
I
don't know, I don't like where this is going.
Magic. In order to prevent it from becoming like that, you must be diligent. Ugh. It doesn't look like Rinia is fully convinced yet, but she was still nodding her head in the end. Part 6. Then, on the way home, we stopped by a real estate agent, did some review, and purchased a building to become the new office. It's a cabin-sized building, and its location is also not very good. However, it's a building with a roof, so it's a good base for the time being. It also has a reasonable price. It has reduced my estimated expenses. Purchase that place now and immediately ask Aisha to tidy that place up. For now, this place is your office. Understood, Naya? At this early stage, I want to find a clerk as my replacement to watch over this company. A staff who could do some paperwork and arranging the office documents. Because of Orsted's curse there is a possibility of immediate dismissal. This is a disposable business after all. Here. This is an emergency fund for the time being. For the time being, I'm giving Rinia 10 Azure gold coins. That amount of money is more than enough as funding to start a business in Renault Kingdom. Oh. Is handing this much money to me really alright, Naya? Looking at
No, it is not. Get that shit away from her. That is too much money. Give her one at most. Fuck.
Amount of money. Rinia's
It's gonna be gone tomorrow.
pearls before a swine.
All of it's gonna be gone.
That wouldn't understand its value. However,
She's gonna turn money into fucking.
And money doesn't flow like water out of
Any amount of money you give her, she turns into debt. 10 gold coins equals 10 gold coins in debt.
Entrust this to me, Naya. With this many funds, I won't make a mistake, Naya. This time for sure.
No.
This time for sure I will definitely find success.
No.
Rinia's eyes changed into dollar signs. Now I truly feel uneasy. I guess passing that much money to this fellow is no good. I mean, since after this I'm going on a job for Orsted. When I come back Rinia's debt could be doubled, and she could be living in the basement wearing nothing but rags. Or she might become Eris's real pet, wearing a choker and getting her love. Ai-chan, the cleaning is done. There she is. It's Aisha's turn. Aisha, I have something to request of you. What? Even though I say that, Aisha is looking at me with a really dissatisfied face. She's still sulking. It looks like that matter from the other day still isn't forgiven. I want you to watch over how Rinia uses the company funds so she doesn't accidentally make a big mistake. Please support her. But I have work to do at home. No need to do it every day, just do it once every 3 days. That. Why must I do that? She is glaring towards Rinia. It looks like, because of the problem from the other day, Aisha doesn't want to work with Rinia. Judging by her attitude, I feel really uneasy if she was around the type of people Rinia tends to attract. That would be like an army of insects gathering around the Rafflesia. 15. Well, it's just Aisha feeling reluctant. She has her own reasons after all. Because, I know you're the only one whom I could trust with this kind of job. Why? Is it because I said that Rinia shouldn't be a maid? Or, is it because of me that the atmosphere inside the house is bad? Aisha with her sulking attitude, glancing at me while she is crouching. Usually Aisha is always looking straight into my eyes, but this time she's avoiding me. 16. That's not it? It is. That if it's you, if Rinia makes a mistake, you'll reprimand her immediately, right? But, can I really handle it? I could cause
reprimand her and sell her immediately. That's what had happened. Fucking hell.
But, it can be said that, your presence will allow Rinia to make full use of her talent, that is for sure. So it's managing her work, it seems like that would really fit me. In other words, your presence is to prevent her mistakes. Aisha looked at me with an astonished expression. That's her disappointed expression. She didn't want to make a mistake, that is what her expression said. Wait a minute, maybe I said it in the wrong way. Aisha, I think. Immediately abandoning a person just because they made some mistake, is not a good thing. I understand. That's really an amazing way of thinking, Ani-chan. Thank you. That way Aisha, when in the future, Aisha encounters a similar case, I don't want you to become someone who easily abandons others. Aisha is a smart child. The so-called genius type, who could do well.
Remember when Aisha first saw Rudius as like a creep? I like that old Aisha. I like that old Aisha a lot. This Aisha I don't like. Just like, oh, you're so amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, any word that comes out of your mouth is fucking gospel. All the words that come out of your mouth, Rudius, is gospel. I will follow them. They are the listening and obeying your orders is the meaning of life. No. Aisha, greatness time.
No matter what she does. But, because of that, there will be times when the people around her won't understand what she's thinking.
I know you're not an Aisha fan.
But if by chance Aisha leaves the house and tries to find a job somewhere,
so I'm not gonna bother.
Aisha would do well, but there's a chance that her coworkers would be jealous and exclude her. It wouldn't be odd for someone like her to completely close herself off from others after something like that. As a result, if she's isolated from her family, that would be more than enough reason to become a shut-in. I think, before she has that opportunity, I want Aisha to learn firsthand by herself. Though it's not something I could teach her. Since I'm bad at socializing myself. Now once again, with the same position as Rinia, won't you give it another chance? Aisha is looking between me and Rinia alternatively. Then, she closed her eyes. 1 second, 2 seconds. It looks like she is thinking about something in silence. Is it for my sake? That's my intention. Well honestly, I get the feeling that with you being in charge of the support and funds, we could avoid the worst case scenario. I see, thanks for the honest answer. Aisha's eyes opened. Oni-chan, if I reject your request here, would you hate me?
Oni-chan.
It might be a bit troublesome.
Oni-I.
To reject it. Aisha stretched both her arms out to me timidly. When I spread my arms, she immediately gave me a strong hug. I understand. If Oni-chan said so, then I will try to do my best.
Oni-ai.
Thanks. Though I feel that I'm being a bit bossy here. But, that's not a mistake. With this, I can expect some good results. Together with Rinia, doing something in this new job, Aisha should be able to learn something. She might learn something different from what I expect, but that should be okay. I'd like to think so. By the way, Aisha, hasn't your chest somehow gotten quite big? This might be around a D cup. Although she isn't that tall, her chest is huge. I guess she's becoming a glamorous woman. Just a little more and she will become like Lilia. No, I do not care about my little sister's chest. Thank you, Oni-chan.
Yes, time to start the mafia.
Needs to say that. Thank you for listening to my request. I will listen to anything that you say, Oni-chan. Smiling mischievously, Aisha getting her way with me. Point 17. It's her usual smile. Turning towards Rinia with that smile still on her face, Aisha reached out her hand. Like that, let's work hard together. Alright, right Nia. They exchanged a firm handshake. These two people who were on bad terms as superior and subordinate. Well, let's forget the past and work hard like this. Finally, Aisha made plans for the future, her ideal image, and a speech, then left that place. For now, let's hope that the next time I come back nothing terrible has happened. TL note, return.
Alright. Predictions. Will the stonks go up or will they go down? That is the simple question that we all have to ask here. Alright, let's go. Company venture. Alright, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I will be back. Alright, so I believe it is this one. Yay! I'm back. Hello there. So I brought more Oreos as is tradition, with a few of my streams at least. I got the entire batch. Yo. What's poppin'? Before we start, I found this amazing song. I found this really amazing song that I think y'all should listen to. Second. I'm gonna... Yes, ASMR. They're vanilla Oreos, so yeah, they taste good. Alright. Prepare to have your minds blown.
Shorty got them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, the whole club's looking at her. She hit the floor, then the next thing you know, Shorty got low. Low, 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 low. Shorty got low.
This is what you subscribed for, yes. This is exactly what you subscribed for. This exactly right here. There's so many fucking mixes of apple bottom jeans, it's fucking ridiculous. You can look it up yourself. I'm 100% sure I won't get like, what the heck? There's like no fucking there's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. There's so many fucking songs out there. So many fucking covers of that. It's fucking ridiculous. Just search apple bottom jeans meme, and you just see the most beautiful fucking renditions of it. You prefer the Godfather theme. Alright. Anyway. Let's go.
Chapter 196, Company Venture. Part 1. On the topmost floor of the Quagmire Tower, there stood a young knight just entering his 15th year of life, Lionheart I, who gripped his sword with a rough breath. Huff. Huff.
School gamers,
wrong
I'm in
Is this
spring
the end?
break, bitch.
Standing before him is a creepy guy, wearing a dark gray-colored robe and a suspicious white mask to hide his face. With only that level of skill,
Got him.
did you really think that's enough to defeat this great evil mage, Rudo Ranima? Damn it. Clenching his sword, Lionheart forced his heavy foot to take a step forward and swung his sword in an all-out attack. But Rudo Ranima easily parried that attack and pointed his right hand towards Lionheart. At that moment, an invisible shockwave
Well, I
ran through
did
the
have
room,
a shit
blowing
ton of
Lionheart back from
midterms
where he
last
stood.
week, so...
Yuya. Lionheart. A heartbreaking cry could be heard from the woman who was chained in the corner of the room. Dressed in a pale pink dress was a lovely woman with a silver coronet on her head. She is the princess from a small country in the northern lands, Tual. Her name is Geltrod. Calm down, princess, I will beat this pervert rascal immediately. Let's return to Tual after that. After encouraging himself with his line, Lionheart forced himself back up onto his tottering feet, and with all his power he turns around to Geltrod to give her a reassuring smile. Moreover, Rudo Ranima is already panicked. What? Hey, who did just you call pervert? It's you. To strip the princess of her panties, moreover wearing them on your head. No shame. Tha, that's not true. This is my wife's genuine panties. I wouldn't do something as impolite as that. It's not a matter of whose panties they are. Lionheart is the last knight remaining. If he is defeated, Princess Geltrod will definitely become Rudo Ranima's plaything. It would only be a matter of time until the princess' panties are worn over his head.
I wasn't paying attention for that first page. And now I have no clue what the fuck is going on. Let's just keep going.
Too weak. Seeing Lionheart's assault, the evil magician Rudoranima dodged like a cockroach and then launched another shockwave attack. This has already been repeated many times
Oh wait,
before.
oh shit.
GUHA.
It's fucking
Shit.
loud,
Chapter
isn't
100.
it? It's fucking loud, isn't it? Oh fuck, wait. It's fucking loud, isn't it? Yeah. Hold up.
Weak.
There you
Seeing
go.
Lionheart's assault, the evil magician Rudoranima
Please
dodged
tell
like a
me
cockroach
if
and then launched
it's
another
too
shockwave
loud
attack.
or
This has already been repeated many times
too
before.
low volume.
GUHA.
I don't know.
Shit. Princess, I can't lose in front of the princess that I love. Even though his whole body is battered,
Let me
Lionheart's
mute
eyes did not
myself
lose their
so I
fire.
can eat some
His mission was one of love.
Oreos.
He must defeat Rudoranima. Kukiku, that's some great loyalty. However, for the king to send so few people to rescue the kidnapped princess, is that really worthy of your loyalty? This doesn't have anything to do with the country. I love the princess. Lionheart's heartfelt cry echoed throughout Quagmire Tower. Geltrod was so deeply moved, she covered her mouth with her hands and tears began to trickle from her eyes. Uo. Kukiku, what a beautiful love. But, the difference in our ability can't be overcome with love alone. Qua. Lionheart was blown away again by Rudoranima. Shit. Just a bit more, always getting away. Kukiku, this me you want to beat. I would become extremely weak if I saw a supered race doll, though the storytelling about them in the picture book is different from what the people know. Ha 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 ha. Those words made Lionheart stunned. Supered race doll, he happens to know about it. Before he arrived here a shady fortune teller forced him to listen to his exaggerated fortune, before finally forcing Lionheart to take a magic race doll. He said that it would be useful when the time comes. But there is no way it's true. Lionheart leaped to his bag that he threw beside the door. And took out a doll from within it. The doll of an emerald green-haired warrior posed with his white spear. And, a picture book that tells about his story. AAA. It can't be. Yes, it's a supered race. No doubt about it, that's the guy who was judged as a bad guy by the world, but he is actually a gentleman who loves children, also a great hero that overthrew Laplace, that's the doll of Rudyard Superdia. Lionheart didn't know that story. He didn't read the book. But, the effect was excellent. Ah, crap, my power is diminishing. This is it. Lionheart. No. Uo. Rudoranima staggering. Princess Geltrod cried. Lionheart rushed, gripping his sword. Rudoranima's already weak right hand pointed toward him, but it's too late. Lionheart sword piercing very deep into Rudoranima's chest. Or not. The sound of gacking could be heard, it's the sound of something snapping. 2. Under the robe, he wore something also. Ku. So this is also useless. The next moment, as Lionheart was about to give up. Rudoranima's sudden death throes could be heard, his whole body was enveloped by light, and he was blown backwards. Behind him is the balcony. With a thud sound, Rudoranima's body struck the handrail of the balcony, and voice, he fell from there. This is the third floor of the tower. If it's that magician, a fall from this height won't be enough to kill him. The next moment Lionheart thought so and tried to look under the balcony. From under the balcony, a large explosion occurred. The blast wave rushed past Lionheart's cheeks, causing his hair to become disheveled. After the explosion subsided, Lionheart tried to look again, and what he saw down there at the bottom of the tower was a hole. The trees around where Rudoranima fell are all uprooted, in the center of where the explosion occurred, a crater was formed. Then, Lionheart realized. Perhaps, his last blow just now, destroyed the core of Rudoranima's armor. Because of that his magical power went out of control, and Rudoranima exploded like a balloon popping. In other words, he won. Lionheart has won. Lionheart. Princess. It's safe now. Lionheart rushed over to the princess, and hugged her. Lionheart, AAA, Lionheart, I believe that you would certainly come to rescue me. Princess. I'm aware that for me to fall in love with Princess is something beyond my reach, our social standing is too far apart. But, something like that didn't matter for me Lionheart, I also love you very much. Princess, your words just now are too good for me. Well then, let's return for now. Yes.
Is this some sort of ad for superb dolls?
Lionheart is hailed as the hero of his country. Given high rank nobility, becoming close companions of the king and the princess. The two of them married, and lived happily ever after.
This is 100% an ad. This is 100% an ad.
That was a close one. The mission this time was to match the young knight Lionheart and the small country princess Geltrod. It looks like their descendants will be useful to Orsted. Naturally in case of these two people, even if they love each other, they can't say it because of the difference in their status. The king that knows about their love, and was even cheering them on. But, the problem is their lineage, so secretly he planned let's make some situation where Lionheart could be a hero or something like that, but with Lionheart's timid nature there's no way he could make a case for his valor. So the king, one way or another, must create a situation for Lionheart to make his stand, so he started a war with the neighboring country and sent Lionheart to the front lines, where of course the timid Lionheart died. As a result Princess Geltrod became a political piece, and was married off for political reasons. And this series of events were told as a song that was made by Geltrod in her later years. A princess falling in love, to a young knight with a different social standing. Knowing that, the king became angry and sent the young knight to the front lines to die. The princess didn't understand what her father was trying to do. Anyway, my job this time was to fix their twisted fate, and set Lionheart with Geltrod. First, I made contact with the king. I made a proposal to kidnap the princess and confine her in the tower in the middle of the forest at the edge of the country, then he could send Lionheart to help her. At first the king doubted me, but after using Ariel's name, I persuaded him. I, as the evil mage Duradia, kidnapped the princess. Imprisoning the princess in a tower, handmade by me. It's a cheap structure that would likely fall with a single earthquake, but it's not a problem for now. Before Lionheart started his travel, I, masquerading as a fortune teller, gave him a hint to defeat Duradia. Taking that opportunity to spread the wonder of the super grace doll, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Later, I returned to the tower, unconcernedly waiting for Lionheart to come and struggle in a hard fight against me before he reversed the situation. Though, it sounds easy. However, from preparation for negotiations, up to the practice, I did it all by myself. Come to think of it later, somehow I feel as if I made it into too large of a scheme. So tired. Anyway, this mission is also a success. After receiving words of gratitude from Orsted for my work, I'm back to my home. After 1 month, I return to the Magic City Sharia. This fatigue, I guess it will be healed by Sylvie. Watching that young couple being all lovey-dovey, for some reason I want to see Sylvie's embarrassed expression so much.
I don't care.
I'll spend the night in a passionate way, in order to release my beastly instincts. But, lately Sylvie grew accustomed to it, she isn't embarrassed by it that much anymore. The other day, when I thoughtlessly snuck a look while she was changing her clothes, she said, please hold these pants, and handed them to me. There's not enough of an element of shyness. I wish she had said really, Rudy is being lewd, or something like that. Part 3. Anyway, I'm finally back home. As usual, Beat is opening the door for me. Touching Eris's stomach, groping Sylvie's ass, patting Lara's head, licking Sylvie's ears, my hand getting licked by Leo, and Lucy running away from me. I feel relieved when surrounded by my family. Come to think of it, in my previous life, when my father came back from his business trip, even though his face looked weary, but seeing his family immediately relieved him, maybe this is how he felt at that time. Today is the day when Norn will come home, so while waiting for Norn and Roxy to come back, I think I will spend some leisure time in the living room, while I'm deeply sunken sitting on the sofa. Suddenly, I noticed. Aisha isn't home today? Did she go shopping? As soon as she heard my question, Lilia's complexion changed. Quite the complexion she had there. Sylvie's face, also somehow looked a little worried. Eris's expression was like
the
usual.
stonks are doing bad. Oh no, oh fuck.
That is, recently Aisha is often spending her time outside.
Oh
Lilia said in an
fuck.
apologetic tone. Outside. Oh, I see. Which reminds me, that last time I asked her to support Rinia's job. That is, actually last time I think I asked her to help in some work, isn't that what she does? No. Though you said it's work. But, she is associating with some bad-looking guys, and it's still increasing. When I heard about bad-looking guys, what comes to my mind is Mohican-styled guys wearing shoulder pads. In the world where gasoline is precious,
Oh
those
no.
fellows ride high-emission motorcycles while
He's
shouting
doing
Hot
too
1-3.
good.
Or some colleagues that often gathered around Rinia.
Oh
Rudy.
fuck.
Recently, I see a lot of strange guys inside of the city and nothing can be done to them. They are all wearing black suits, however, Aisha-chan is often seen together with those guys. It's still been less than 1 month since I asked.
Dude.
Whatever the
What the
circumstances
fuck
might
is
be,
Aisha
for the city to change
done?
this quickly, it seems there isn't any words about some kind of gathering. Moreover,
She's
black suits,
literally
UN.
started a mafia in fucking Renoa. What the fuck? You give her 10 gold coins with Rinia. Rinia can make connections, and Aisha just fucking. Oh my gosh. Fuck, dude. Oh no.
She is soon turning 14 years
I have
old.
a feeling
Now
this
she
is
is in the
just.
puberty phase, rebellious age. The
Please
season's
don't
late
tell me that
grade
they're working
She
for
will
her.
rebel and
If
oppose her
that's the
brother or parents,
case,
and
oh
here she will be rebutting with cold
fuck.
words. Don't tell me that by giving her permission to go out has made some kind of cultural shock happen, damn it. What has actually happened for her to start socializing with those kind of guys? I apologize, Rudia-sama.
Yeah,
I
there's
won't
two
let Aisha do
possibilities
something like this
here.
again, when the city where
Either
nothing can be done to them.
hold up.
I apologize, Rudia-sama.
There's only two different things that could happen here. One, they're all working for Aisha and Rinia. Two, they're all trying to collect debt. They're all trying to collect a fee that Rinia just fucked up royally or some shit. Those are the two possibilities. I have a feeling it's the first one.
I won't let Aisha do something like this again. When she comes home tonight, I'll scold her properly. So that means she isn't staying out all night and comes home in the morning. Well then, if it was like that I could feel relieved for a time
Mafia.
being.
It's Mafia.
I think
100%
Sylvie
Mafia.
said something strange. But, Aisha-chan said that Rudy already gave her permission to do that. Got my permission? With those words, inside my head the worst kind of scenery unfolded. While Rinia is taking the application forms for those gathering inside the warehouse, the thugs give a vulgar smile while they lick their lips.
Man, the more I think about this, as soon as Norn becomes president and starts being like the tippy top of the fucking university, this shit just happens. And now there's just a mafia. And now it just started by Aisha. It's like, haha, I have more power than you, bitch.
of sight is gathered
What
toward
the
the two
fuck?
beautiful girls, Rinia and Aisha, that are rooted on the spot. Inside the cramped warehouse, that way, they
Aisha will find a power vacuum to fill. She will find that. But when there is none, she'll make one.
encircled them. Of course Rinia's battle power is high, but only to a general level. Thus, she won't hold if she is overwhelmed by a great number of enemies. Come to think of it, even though Aisha is still a child, recently her body has experienced a spurt of growth. Mainly her chest, which is in the process of approaching her mother's. And, even from my eyes, as her brother, she is cute. A refreshing expression which she inherited from Paul, the effect is double to the viewer when combined with her charming double-toothed smile. AAA, forgetting such a simple fact. Rinia and Aisha, both of them are beautiful. How could I leave them alone with gathering a lot of bad guys? Isn't that the same as throwing fresh meat into a swarm of sharks? No, I don't have anything that says that they are a collection of
Aisha
bad
can
guys.
handle
Eris,
herself,
why you didn't
alright?
stop her? Why must I do that? Eris tilted her neck. Perhaps Eris isn't that interested in Aisha. Nothing.
Great at
since those guys
family
must not be that big of a deal.
greatness.
No,
Fucking
for Eris,
hell.
there is no difference between a lion and a cat. Even Sylvie and Lily are concerned about her being surrounded by a lot of bad guys. From Eris's point of view, they may not look that bad, only at the level of being mischievous boys. No, do not rely on Eris. She is pregnant now. Besides, I'm the one who's pulling the strings. It's my responsibility. I see, it looks like I must resolve this myself. Since I didn't particularly tell Aisha who to hang out with, I won't blame her. Even the so-called a lot of bad-looking guys, if I talk to them they might actually turn out to be good guys. But, there is something called limit to everything.
No, they're probably
After
actually
all, Aisha
bad
is still
guys.
underage. She might be treated as some kind of convenient woman by some of her colleagues. As her older brother,
No,
I
she's
think
the
it's my duty
boss.
to give her some help. I think, Paul will also do the same thing. No, I think Paul is also classified as the bad-looking guys. Do you know their hangout? I'll show you. Said Eris immediately. But, she is pregnant. She can't go no matter what. If a fight broke out, it will surely turn into something dangerous which is not good. I'll go too. Sylvie volunteering herself, but I shook my head. No, I will go alone for the time being. Assuming the worst case happened. Besides, if nothing bad has happened, there is no need to trouble them. So, first, I have to move alone, to see the situation. Thinking so, I leave my house again as soon as I came. I'm moving in the direction of Aisha's hangout. Part 4. Sylvie told me the directions. 3rd Street of the Adventurers District. Far from the main street, there is the place. It's a splendid 2-story building, made of anti-magic brick. Its shape is similar to an adventurer guild, or a tavern. But, there is some kind of different feeling with the latest edition of a sign painted with black ink. In the middle of that sign is the mark of a ferocious tiger. As I was about to go inside, the doors opened, and what appeared from inside the room were men completely dressed in black. All members are wearing the same black coat, with the same lucky tiger mark as the sign on the door attached on their backs. And for some reason,
Got a
they're
fucking
carrying things like
logo
hoods and
too.
Ike Rai. Usuyu. While they're shouting their full of fighting spirit yells, they passed without taking a glance at me, till they disappeared along the main street. So scary. That, they absolutely won't do something like cheering for a baseball game, right? Without a doubt, they will usually practice battle against lions in nude while shouting tiger is stronger than lion. That was dangerous. I guess it's okay now. No, thanks to Orsted's training I've also become stronger recently. As a precaution, I also wore the magic armor from the office. So it'll be alright. Definitely alright. Therefore I won't lose against these degree of thugs. I can't afford to back down now. That cute Aisha together with such rough fellows in a place like this. No matter how clever she is, Aisha is still powerless against them. She always comes home at night, but I wonder what happens during the day. One cannot look for help. Even in a case where many opponents come out point 4. It's alright. Now is the time to use the tactics against a great number of enemies. After countering with 3 punches, turn back for a moment, then counter 1 punch with 3 punches again. Excuse me. Opening the doors, I'm entering the building. Immediately arriving at the lobby. I guess. A spacious room, with barrels lined up at fixed intervals. Why barrels? I can't think of any reason for that. But they're using barrels as a substitute for the tables. Placing liquor bottles on the barrels, they're leisurely enjoying their drinks. This place is like a bar. However, there is one thing that certainly makes it different from a normal bar. Everyone inside, they're wearing the same identical black coat with the mark of the tiger on their back similar to the group I just saw outside. Look so dangerously scary. Have some kind of business here. I then noticed, from inside someone from the beast race with a lion face was approaching me. He was taller than me, even his width was larger. His black coat making pitchy sounds is bulging and almost torn off. It appears he has a wonderful amount of muscle, and I'm sure that it's his pride. But, fighting force isn't determined by the amount of the muscle alone. Even President Orsted and Roger didn't look as macho and strong as him. Here, that, my younger sister, I've come to meet her but, is she really here? But, matters come first. For example, if this person is someone strong who loves to quarrel, then I must make him overlook me. Honorifics in the first meeting, that is the secret of my success in this world. It doesn't mean that I'm scared of him. Sister. While this beast race frowned with a doubtful face, he looked over the lobby. Looking at it calmly, there are many guys wearing black coat, as well as many women. They don't particularly look like bad guys, none of them has the look of a veteran warrior. At least, Magic University student is one rank above them in terms of their tough look. Bad looking guys. I'm really wondering, are they really bad? Anyway, It looks like among everyone inside, Aisha isn't one of them. Pardon my impoliteness. After noticing me, that beast guy brought his face closer to mine. Hey, what is this? Stop it. Hey you, what kind of place is this? I'm acquainted with Orsted, you know. From his position the man didn't move at all, only his nose was moving while sniffing me. It seems my smell is bad. Or something like that, how embarrassing. The man, while sniffing me, raises his eyebrows. And, he is staring at my face intently. Thud, he took 2 steps back and fell on his behind. Dangerous, it looks like I'm very smelly right now. Which reminded me that I hadn't taken a bath yet since I came home. You, could it be, Aisha-san? So the man asked me. It looks like, my identity is discerned from my smell for the time being. Ah, yes. I'm the one called Rudius Grere. My younger sister. Does Aisha happen to be here? How could I have forgotten? Self-introduction is also important. Naming oneself, to make clear about your affiliation, is also the first important step of communication. Incidentally, it looks like my name is quite famous in the city. I guess by introducing myself, it put some kind of restraint. SWOSH. As soon as I said my name, the atmosphere instantly changed. The people that could hear my name, all of the members, now turned their head toward me. Grere. Then he is. To think that the day to meet him someday finally came. Somehow I could perfectly feel the atmosphere of being away. This looks bad. This sensation, somehow made me feel a little nostalgic. Like when I was apologizing long ago to some group when Eris made a big ruckus with them, that kind of feeling. Maybe, it's already too late and Eris already beat them once. So, then why didn't Aisha come back? Perhaps,
What
they
the
already
fuck
gave
did you
Aisha
do,
some detailed instructions.
Aisha?
Oh, then, Aisha is here by her own will? Impossible. Certainly, they must have used some kind of threat. Shit, how could I made such a blunder, to give out my name? Maybe it's alright if I named myself as Mysterious Masked Magician, Rudoranuma. In other words, there is no point in arguing over it. He is the president. The president. President Rudius. When I begin to think about that, the people began to surround me, and lowered their heads. From standing at attention, they bowed 45 degrees toward me. Everyone started doing that all at once. What is this? ERRR. Looking at the beast race youth earlier, he was showing me the top of his head. Inexcusable, for not having even known president's face. This way please, I will take you to the advisor. Advisor? Yes. Normally in this situation it would not be wise to follow him. But to see what's inside I must follow the speech race youth whose muscles extend even to his tail. He will guide me, for now I'll follow him. Go on ahead. Climbing the
What
stairs,
the
I was
fuck
guided towards
just
the innermost part of the
happened?
building. It's a dim room with the curtain closed. The wall is decorated with a portrait of an enigmatic-looking Eichmann, handsome guy, such a weird room.
What
At
the
that place,
fuck?
I stopped. In that place, resides the number 1 bad guys in the city. Those 2 were also wearing the same kind of black coats. Furthermore, they're wearing white mufflers on their necks even though it will be summer soon, and inside this closed and dim room, they're wearing sunglasses. Dressed like that they're sitting facing each other, counting gold coins with a sinister grin and a smile. Niahahahaha. As I thought, purchasing sunglasses was the correct choice after all. The radiance from these good coins will surely make me blind. Nia.
Fuck.
That one is laughing aloud while giving the sinister smile. Because of the lighting effect, I could even see her teeth shining gold from all the coins. I can't recognize her face because of the sunglasses. But there's no mistake, the eyes behind those glasses are dollar signs. Her eyes are done for. This is this month's payment. Nia. Mew. And, nodding her head, is also a young girl wearing sunglasses. She, also sitting on a chair, was swaggering with a bossy attitude like some kind of important person. In such a posture, she proudly raised her hand and received a bag of gold coins from the first woman. It seems the number of the gold coins is around 10 pieces. Judging from the appearance, it's not a Jura gold coin, but they're no gold coin that are usually used and seen in this area. The young girl proceeded to count its number, then threw the gold coins in a gold bag that was in the vicinity. And, Sarah wrote the amount of money on a piece of paper and signed it with her signature, then returned it to the first person. Mew, certainly. Of course Nia. And then. The young girl, giving a signal to the woman with her chin. Niahahihi, and this is the advisor fee Nia. The woman picking some gold coins from the tower of gold
Serious
coins on top of the
Yakuza
table, and passing
vibes,
it to
bro.
young
What the
girl.
fuck?
5, no, 6 coins. Here, even after this please keep giving your support Nia. Of course. Niafohihai, advisor Sama is so evil Nia. Not as evil as Rinia-san. While a bad smile raised from the young girl's lips, she received a different money bag from the one gold bag that she was handed earlier. Then, that gold bag immediately disappeared into her cleavage. Then, they noticed the beast race youth and me. Chief Rinia, advisor Aisha. President Rudius is coming for inspection. The 2 people that were dressed like mafia bosses were Aisha and Rinia. Part 5. I was sitting on the nearby sofa. Aisha and Rinia sat right in front of me. How did it turn out like this? For now, I will try to listen to what really happened. Someone must explain this, I have that kind of feeling. Certainly, I ordered Aisha and Rinia to collect the people in the city. But, the building that I lent them for that purpose
Not
isn't here.
single-handedly,
And I never
with
said to them to make those guys
Rinia's
put on black coats,
help.
and the number
Okay,
of people
with
gathering here
Rinia's
already
help.
surpassed my assumption.
Okay, Rinia's help.
I'm really doing it according to what you said Uni-chan, to gather people, and then use the gathered people to start a new business. Tell me in detail. Then Aisha explained it to me. Everything that happened since then, immediately after Aisha and Rinia gathered the
I
people.
want to see. I want to hear how this happened.
Focused in gathering the students and graduates from the Magic University and Adventurers Guild, they succeeded in gathering 30 people right away. Suddenly they had 30 people. That's when they became concerned. The warehouse that I bought became cramped in no time. So Aisha made her move. She sold the warehouse on the same day. Using her connections to recruit sponsors, it looks like they managed to rent this building. By the way, it looks like Zanaba and Cliff are their sponsors. The portrait hanging in this room is my portrait that was drawn by Zanaba. Too much beautification, it almost didn't resemble me. But, as I thought they simply gathered here, they didn't have any sense of unity at all. We must do something regularly. With the number of people that gathered, and the number of days till I return. Unless one gives direction in what they will do, it seemed they would scatter immediately. So, Aisha went to the Sky Castle to get some advice from Nanahoshi. Taking a whistle to call Perogius from the table inside my room, she summoned Aramanfi. After giving her greeting to Perogius, she got some advice from Nanahoshi. You met Perogius-sama. Yeah. That person is so cool. To go to such a scary place without my knowledge. If she offended him, her life would have been forfeit. No, that person is very lenient, I guess he won't do something so childish against a minor. If she innocently said that he is cool, Silberyl too will be nice to her. Then. According to Nanahashi's recommendation, what we need is uniform and manner. If everyone is wearing the same clothes, it will create a sense of solidarity. After accomplishing that, even without doing anything, they won't scatter.
Of course, they got
By
fucking
teaching the troops about some
advice
correct
from
matters, they will boost their
Nanahoshi on
sense
how
of
to
faith in
make
business and easily gain
how
their
to
trust.
make a fucking
Aisha,
Yakuza
moving
group.
according to
Fucking hell.
Nanahashi's advice, from her acquaintance of a clothes shop, she bought a stockpile of cheap clothes. And the one they had a quantity of was this gloomy black coat. Aisha, without thinking too much about it, bought them. She purchased yellow cloth with her own money, then it looks like she sewed rat marks into them one by one. A rat mark? Because I'm a grey, so it's a rat. Because of the black cloth on the yellow shirt, I was almost certain that it was a tiger mark. Isn't that nice? That tiger mark over there is so cool, I could almost say that. Anyway, after they're wearing the identical garments, Aisha taught them how to bow. The
Fucking
same one on most skillful
Ratatouille
hat,
over
a
here.
respectful bow of 45 degrees. Otherwise commonly known as Ajiji. After all of them
The
memorized that,
fucking
they would be known as
irony.
a courteous organization. Thus, it's the beginning of the complete formation of a group of people in black clothes. After that, Aisha thought about what these guys could do. However, majority of the beast race here is actually yearning for Rinia. They didn't have any talent except for combat, their hobby is muscle training, and many of them don't know their alphabet or numbers, let alone how to read. Although there are some smart guys among them, the ratio of smart guys to muscle heads is only 1%. Taking advantage of that fact, the only thing that came to mind was forming a mercenary company. Thus, it was decided that they will form a mercenary company. Then, the name of the group was also decided. Using the pseudonym that I always use, it's named Rudo Mercenary Company. But, this place is in the Magic Triumvirate. And, in the middle of these three countries, Magic City Sharia is relatively peaceful. Without any experience in war, it would take time for them to prepare. Facing these circumstances, Aisha devised a new plan, the one so-called as bodyguard business.
This is so
Fixed amount of money
fucking
for the fixed amount
like
of time,
out
the company
there.
dispatches several mercenaries. Out of the several people
What the
dispatched,
fuck?
the best head for battle is selected as the commander. Also, if one of the mercenaries is injured or dies, then another mercenary is immediately dispatched to replace them. As it's said, the bodyguard is bound by their contract. It's definitely not a gangster organization. Absolutely not a gangster organization. So if we start with that kind of work, things like fame will instantly come. Rinia is a Duradia princess indeed. Strangely, this mercenary business could easily gain trust, there are also good relationships between the members, and with Aisha promoting it they instantly became famous. After 14 to 15 days from the start of business, they received contracts from the Knight of Rania Kingdom, the head of the Magic Guild, and the Magic Tool Workshop. Registered beginner members also increased at the same time. Now, nearly 50 people in black suits are loitering around this town. From adventurers and Order of the Knights, students, blacksmith, to Magic Tool Shop, various occupational factions exist in the city, of course quarreling and brawling also often happens. Hence, comes the existence that stands on the neutral side to protect them. The cracks between each faction demand such an existence. But one wrong move and the mercenaries themselves will become a new faction. But Aisha thinks it's okay, because they receive various jobs from various factions without giving any special treatment. Because of that, my payment is separated from the money we paid toward the company, we gained more profit than I thought. 5. Really Naya, to think that we could earn this much money for the company Naya. We're honest fellows Naya. For the time being. There is little difference from being an adventurer and being a bodyguard. In the month since the launch, it seems they've earned a decent amount, and their cash flow has already stabilized. The individual pay isn't that large of course, it will still take some time for Rinia to clear her debt. However, with the business as it is now, it's still possible to expand. After gathering the capital, we could expand or start a new business, Rinia might be able to pay off her debt in one go. And if that's the case, by the time Rinia pays down around half her debt, I could probably write a cancellation of debt letter. I'm not particularly attached to money anyway. Honestly, I was expecting them to do something completely different. What they've created is very different from my expectations, but they've been successful, so it's okay. I mean, even I didn't expect it to be going this well right now. The secret of success, I guess it's because of Aisha's management. Giving her the role to keep an eye on the company fund has paid off. This genius girl has finally become serious, no mistake about it.
Aisha's getting a little bit of clout now in my book. Aisha, You have a little bit of clout now. You're not as creepy now. You're scary. You're fucking scary. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck?
It just will take a little more time. I mean, like this, she'll start doing everything more seriously.
Oh,
But Aisha,
and some of you
to think that
fucks
you
knew
were
that this
responsible-
shit was gonna happen.
It's not like that. Unintentionally, I said it with a sigh, because of that unexpected line Aisha is
When I
probably
went
being
on that
somewhat displeased.
rant about
The one I love
Aisha.
is Ai-chan. Because Ai-chan told me to do
What
so,
the
I'm working
fucking
very hard now.
irony?
Aisha,
How the
Your eyes are
fuck
sparkling.
did this
so
happen?
cute. I feel relieved that I don't feel anything toward my little sister. Also, it will be worrying if this cat ends up back at home. So that's her real intention. Though I feel that their relationship was looking good a while ago.
Oh my
I wonder if
gosh,
reality
what
isn't
the
like that.
fuck?
No, that is that. This is this.
Aisha fans, you have a
Regardless of what
little
happened,
bit of
well
clout
done.
now, but you're still
Easy,
creepy.
Thank you. When I patted her head, she gave a satisfied smile. Anyway, with this, we could expect
Fucking
Rania to pay her
hell.
debt. With this, guys that have business acumen who could do office jobs will surely come. A clerk for Orsted's office, and also we could hire a talented merchant to handle Roger doll marketing. To think things could progress this quickly in only a month. As expected of Aisha. I might have been underestimating her true ability. But, because Lilia is a little worried, we must talk a bit when we get back home. Since mother's being so stubborn, she didn't want to hear my explanation. I want to try a little longer doing this job. It's okay. I will specially ask her, and give a proper explanation. If someone is forced to do things against their will, it won't usually end well, but this experience has actually motivated her. If the person herself is this motivated, then let's see how things go for a while longer. I mean, right now she is about to witness the fruits of her efforts. It's not like she is putting this in a more important
Rudius
position than being
approves.
I understand. I will believe you, Ai-chan. Since Ai-chan is so naive towards mother, can you really give a proper explanation? Thus, I obtained subordinates. The name is the Rudo Mercenary Company. My first subordinates. After this I could finally use my subordinates. My dream expanded. Part 6. That's right, boss. When I was about to go back home with Aisha tagging along, Rinia suddenly called out to me. What? While you were working, a letter from the Great Forest came Naya. Oh, from the Great Forest. I wonder if it's from Persona? While thinking that, Rinia handed me the letter. It's addressed to Rinia, so the seal is already opened. There is no sender name. And yet, why does Rinia know that this letter came from the Great Forest? I wonder if it's from the smell? Without waiting I immediately took the letter, and read what's written in there. What's written in there? There isn't any date or season of the year. Just a single line. Written in beast god language. Grave situation, Holy Beast Sama has disappeared. Urgent search ASAP. Well, it looks like Holy Beast Sama's disappearance has become a problem, Naya. With her hand folded behind her head, Rinia said that while laughing Niahahaha. I decided to go to the Great Forest. To apologize to the beast race while bringing a box of cake. Rudo Mercenaries. President, Rudius Rere.
Well, that came to bite him in the ass. But Aisha just started a fucking Yakuza group. What the fuck? Fucking hell. This is just like... Fucking hell. This is Aisha's theme song though. Oh shit. I was trying to find the fucking Oh fuck, wait. Oh my gosh. This shit's fucking hilarious. I love this. Yeah, that's just fucking awesome. Oh my gosh, I fucking love it, dude. GOAT status. The stocks, dude. The stocks. The stocks are rising. The stocks. Yes. Yes, the stocks. We love them stocks. We love them. That is so fucking stupid. Like, holy shit. Oh, fuck. Just... the fucking gold, dude. Alright. Well. Fuck. Anyway. Let's see what we have next here. Oh, nope. Wrong one. There you go. Okay, so it looks like the beast is the beast being missing is an actual issue. So Sag. I still can't get over that shit, holy fuck. I just And now it's time to send the mafia to the fucking beast tribe. It's time to go to war. We want the holy beast. We want to keep him. He's our mascot. How dare you threaten to take our mascot, our protector, Leo. How dare you. We will send the rat family against. We will send them to beat them up. We will send them to go to war. This is like payback for fucking Rinia, dude. It's like, oh, I can't be the fucking royalty in this shit. All right, I'm gonna fucking send like 100 people to you and just fucking burn the fucking forest. Oh, fuck, you know. Yakuza is such a fun series. Yakuza is such a fun series. Alright. Let's continue. I've had enough fun. Enough fun for
Chapter
one day.
197, Duradia Village once more. Part 1. 3 members will go to the Great Forest, Rinia, Holy Beast Leo and me. Eris also wanted to tag along, but as one would expect, her stomach had already become quite big, so she refrained. Because her toy, which is me, is often lost going to work. Recently, Eris has been saving quite an amount of stress. She'd probably be happy if I managed to bring back another beast race child as my replacement sacrifice fresh from their tribe, because they have plenty. Rinia had the opposite reaction and said I don't want to go, I will only end up working under Persona in that case, but if I was the only one that went, they won't be very convinced. So her role is convincing them. The truth is, right after Leo was summoned, I wanted to send a letter to them but completely forgot about it. Such a failure. Well, despite the beast race, I am an adult now.
I just forgot Lamau.
I've already prepared a long and strong argument and will bring Rinia and Leo with me. Because of this trip, the mercenary company has been left to Aisha. The management itself won't become a problem, since originally, Aisha handled
Per Orsted's orders, I am allowed to
company
keep
employees that originally
Leo.
only relied on Rinia are now starting
Otherwise,
to respect Aisha.
y'all can go
Since
talk
this is
to
only a short
him.
and temporary trip, there won't be any problems. Honestly, with this trip,
Per
the schedule for
Orsted's
Orsted's stuff has
instruction.
been put a bit out of order. But, such things will become the root of evil in the distant future, so it's better to take care of it in its early stages. If we don't do this ASAP, they will only become more enraged as time passes. And 1 year later, it won't be strange if
Man,
hordes of
that's
the beast race
just
suddenly come
funny.
and challenge me to a war. That would be very troublesome. However, I will try to persuade them, rather than make them face Orsted's scary face. I will bring Leo as my lawyer, and Orsted will be in charge of my home defense in the meantime. Thanks to my appearance, many of his strategic plays are going smoothly, so it looks like there won't be any problems for now. Even though I say that, I don't have a magic teleportation circle in our office's basement that's connected to the Duradia village. The magic teleportation circle in our office's basement that leads to the Great Forest is quite a distance from Duradia village. Regarding that matter, it's time to request Perogius's help and at the same time thank him for the matter with Aisha. It's possible that he knows about the abandoned transfer magic circle in the ancient ruins in the northern part of the Great Forest. Part 2. When I came to greet him and ask for his assistance, Perogius was sitting on his throne surrounded by Silveril and his other 10 familiars as usual. One familiar is missing, but it's already well known that he dispatched one of his familiars to Ariel's palace as his ambassador. So to the Great Forest, huh? Is there any problem? Nope, did you want to go there immediately? I think it's better if we move as soon as possible. When I tell Perogius about my business in the Great Forest, he puts on a perplexed face. But that's only for a moment, he immediately gives a nod to my request. Does he really forgive me for using him as a substitute for a taxi? As I thought, Perogius-sama is really a generous
Perogius just
person.
the
Even
best
so,
taxi
the whole
man.
That's made me remember unpleasant memories. Perogius is
He's
looking at me.
he's the easiest
Somehow,
Uber
he made a
driver.
complicated face. He should have known that the being I summoned
Free
was
Uber
only Beast-sama,
rides.
but this is their first
Nice.
meeting. Even when he is under Perogius's gaze, Leo is sitting still with a calm face. Rather, the one who is getting scared is Rinia. It looks like even though she has already met him once with Aisha, she isn't quite used to Perogius's presence yet. The other day, it seems my little sister gave you a little trouble. I don't mind. She is a clever person, and I don't dislike such a person. It looks like Aisha was forgiven. While waving his hand, Perogius's expression looks like he is in a good mood. When I see that he really means it and doesn't have any ill intentions, it looks like Aisha was well accepted. By the way, it seems like your daughter has already been born. Yes, did you hear that from Aisha? Mew. Isn't it a nice thing that it isn't a green-haired male? Perogius said so with his inquiring voice. Yes. I feel relieved that she isn't Laplace's reincarnation. Hearing my answer, Perogius directs his smile at me. Oh, did you already hear about the ancient dragon race reincarnating from Orsted? Yes. If that is the case, just remember this, if your son is Laplace's reincarnation, I will hunt him down to the bitter end. Saying that, Perogius smiled while baring his teeth at me. Scary. As for me, I hope that won't happen. I'm not sure about my current stance on Laplace, as I'm not ready for such a matter. According to Orsted's story, he is the oldest surviving warrior from an ancient dragon race who continues a very, very long battle against Hitagame. If that is the case, as far as that matter is concerned, he is my ally. However, that's only as far as concerning how to defeat Hitagame. Aside from that, we're in different factions. As far as deceiving Rudyard and being an enemy of Perogius is concerned, Laplace is my enemy. If he's born as my son, I don't know how I would face such a problem. Well, it's not like I must worry too much about this matter. Where, when, and whom Laplace is reincarnated to, Orsted will definitely tell me when the time has come. Although my appearance caused a wide array of other possible futures. Yeah, about Laplace's strong fate, I don't think I will have any influence on it. Thinking about how you and I would be bearing our fangs against each other though, if Laplace is about to be reincarnated, it would be nice if you came here first to discuss that matter with us. After Perogius says that to comfort me, he stands up from his throne. He doesn't continue that discussion with me. But, from his talk and that mood, it's not likely he would leave Laplace alone. There's a possibility that he would change from his usual kind manner and suddenly go for the kill. Well then, the preparation for this magic teleportation circle will take quite a while. In the meantime, you can rest in one of my castle's rooms. After saying that, Perogius left his throne room. Part 3. It takes a while to prepare the magic teleportation circle. Thus, I went to greet Nanahoshi, but she wasn't in her usual room. I asked Yuruzu-san, who was walking down the corridor just now, where she was, and it seems that she is currently deep in the study of applications of magic teleportation circles. I hear that there are many important things that she needs to memorize. I believe that it is something that will need my cooperation, but for the time being, I will leave the homemade potato chips and the salted onigiri in her room. This is her healing food. After that, I moved to the private room that was assigned for us, and waited for the magic teleportation circle to be readied. Rania's eyes glow brightly when she sees this ultra-wonderful room, and she immediately jumps into the soft and fluffy-looking sofa. Ha! Putting boss aside, Aisha sure is fearless Naya, to be able to speak on equal ground with such a scary person Naya. Rania complained while stretching her body. I don't know what kind of conversation happened between Aisha and Perogius. But I think Aisha hasn't caused any problems since Perogius isn't in a bad mood. But, because Aisha would sometimes accidentally be blunt, open, about her real intentions. I'm a little worried. There might be some kind of plotting behind the scenes. Rinia. He's not a peer. My position is below him. As for forgiving Aisha's somewhat impolite way of speech, it's because Perogius-sama is a very generous person. Is that so? Isn't it because boss is scared working for that dragon god person? Though I haven't met him, he's very scary, right? He could even make that always serious Cliff tremble in fear. Naya 1. Stop it. There's no way that could be true. Because I'm unaffected by Orsted's curse, unlike you. As for this conversation, it will all be directly transmitted straight to Perogius. The tea or the dust cloth might contain a hidden camera. Seriously. While we're having such a conversation, the time passes, and Silveril appears with a somewhat sullen mood. As I thought, she heard our conversation. Since Perogius-sama is a very generous person, he truly considers Rudia-sama one of his best friends. That word perfectly nailed me in my heart. Of course, I knew from her tone. This idiot cat just said something that isn't supposed to be said. Well, to think that Perogius-sama thinks of me as his friend is quite an honor. While I'm saying these flattering lines, though a bit obvious, Silveril's sullen mood isn't even fixed one bit. Since the preparations are finished, please come with me. Because of Silveril's sullen mood, we're urged outside the room. With her as our guide, we move towards the Sky Castle's basement. We also used this dark labyrinth-like place when teleporting to the magic continent. There, in one of the rooms with dim lighting stood two people, Perogius and Nanahoshi. In front of them, as usual, is a transfer magic circle carved there. But, for some reason, the transfer magic circle isn't shining. It seems it isn't activated yet. While I was wondering what was wrong, Nanahoshi was standing nearby carrying a magic crystal in each of her hands. She takes a deep breath. The practical use is still the same as usual, but always follow the proper rules. Yes. While Nadahoshi says that, she comes closer to the transfer magic circle. Rudius, step in here. If this fails, then please forgive me. With a face filled with a tensed expression, Nadahoshi signals me to step into the magic circle. It seems that, this time Nadahoshi will be the one who activates the magic circle. Guinea pig for practical class. I won't voice any complaints. Since we were the ones that asked for help. Silveril, did you already give them the map? I'm sorry master, I forgot about that matter. With Perogius's words, Silveril takes a single piece of paper from her bosom and gives it to me. I take a look at the contents after received it from her, confirming the position of...
The light novel has quite a number of changes from the web novel. Will you catch up with the light novel volumes later? So I prefer to read the light novels in paperback, and I have the volume 15 being shipped to me. I'm not gonna read the light novels live because it's copyrighted material, and I'd rather not have the fucking I'd rather not have to bother with that. This is open source shit. This is the web novels free reign, so I only plan on reading the web novels here. The light novels, yeah, I'm probably gonna read up on like my favorite ones. Maybe gloss over this one. Maybe gloss over ones like these, but like yeah. Priorities right now. Finishing the web novel is one of them. Then going back and doing volume 1 through 6. Actually, no. Web novels first, then Redundancy, then the volumes 1 through 6. Actually, no. Old Dragon's Tale. Shit. Okay. Redundancy, then Old Dragon's Tale, and then this. That's the plan. That is the plan. So, yeah. Volumes 1 through 6, I only have 1, 5, and 6. Because, like, those are the only ones available on Amazon right now. So, yeah. And because I left it in sunlight, you could clearly see the marker where, like, one's exposed to sunlight, like, 24/7 on my window. So, damaged? Yes, sadly. But it's alright. It's fine. I'm sure it looks fine on the inside. Nothing too bad. Look at how they massacred my boy! This volume might get a lot of changes though, since it has a lot of room for improvement. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah. I'll actually show you like what volumes I have right now. So, I have volume 1, volume 5, volume 6, volume 7, 8, and 9 I showed in my volume 7 video. I have those. Volume 8, volume 9. When I started collecting the volumes, I was able to get those ones. And then, volume 10, volume 12. Unfortunately, I'm missing volume 11, one of my favorite volumes, unfortunately, but still. Volume 13. And last but certainly not least, volume 15 and volume 14. And volume 15 is currently well, I'm waiting for volume 15. I already ordered it. So yeah. I'm going to keep that one in pristine condition. Volume 15 is a fucking banger. But yep. This my friend, called an addiction. This, my friend, is called an addiction. An addiction I cannot get over. But it must be done. The collection must be complete. I must collect them all. Redundancy or Old Dragon's Tale? I don't know which order you want me to go? Which order should I go first? Would it be Redundancy first or Old Dragon's Tale? I can't tell. I can't tell. It feels like some of y'all are like a few minutes behind, even though I have this at ultra low latency. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know which one to start when I finish, but we'll get there when we get there. We still have a ton of volumes to go through. But yeah. I'm gonna put these away. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Hold up. Redundancy first? Okay. I also want to know, would you guys prefer meme videos or like more review style videos? Because I kind of want to make a meme about Aisha, but I'm in the middle of. I kind of want to make a Yakuza meme on Aisha right now, but I'm in the middle of this thing. I'm in the middle of making the Volume 11 video, specifically the Norn Grey Rat chapter. I'm in the middle of making that right now. I'm only like a minute in out of the 14-minute long audio recording that I did, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll prioritize it now. Meme first. Isn't both fine? I'm sure. But like, please tell me. Just do both. No, I just want to see like what would you want to see first, because the Norn video is going to take a long ass time to finish. But I could probably finish the. I could honestly probably finish the meme tomorrow. But like, yeah, meme videos are way quicker to make. Review videos are a bit different. So please tell me. I'll take any requests right now. Meme video or review. I need to put these back in the shelf, so please tell me as I'm stocking these back in order. I gotta put them in reverse order. So, alright, meme. Alright, I'll do the meme. Alright. Unless I hear anyone else. Anyway, let's continue this.
The place, I see Duradia village is located at the edge of the map, and our current transfer point is in one of the
Also, please. Oh my gosh, do not have any one of you who are like using my videos as a replacement for actually reading that source material, please go support the fucking source material. Holy shit. That shit's fucking good. Oh, the meme, my meme's not connected to the review in any way. Alright, I'll do the meme. I'll make the meme first. Yeah. Because I have spring break this week, and I only have one assignment to do during spring break, so I could grind that out pretty fucking quick. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
Half a day to get to the Duradia village from our position.
By the way, we're about 76% of the way through this volume, so 24% left. I'll probably stop the stream once we get to that point. Yeah.
The forest. It seems pretty close. For now, I will try to show it to Rinia. If it was from this place, I already know Naya. It's okay, it is pretty close, Naya. And that was her reply. If that's the case, it seems it is going to be okay. Nonetheless, it's already been 10 years since I went to that place, so it's better if I leave navigation to the local resident. I mean, Silverl-san. If Perosius hadn't mentioned the map, it looks as if you would have had no intention to give the map to me. That's not good, that's quite a dark personality. I'll tell on you to Perosius-sama. Well then, begin. Yes. Nanahoshi squats on the ground near the transfer magic circle with a magic crystal in both of her hands. She starts
Once I
writing
post it,
something
I'll
on the ground
also
with a
put
brush.
it in the
Be
Mushoku
prepared for the worst.
Tensei
You will only have a moment
subreddit.
after the magic circle is activated.
Probably Six
Once I
Face
get to the
World
other
first.
side, take care of yourselves. Is that clear?
Because they're more,
While the process continued,
they're more
I
lenient
reflexively
on
replied to
the
Perosius's words.
posting.
I guess it's a countermeasure against monster swarms. Oh wait a minute. Could it be? Now is that time of the year?
Because apparently they just
Well,
take down,
coincidentally,
the
Rinia
Mushoku
also
Tensei
realizes it at
subreddit
the
just
same time
takes
as me.
down
However, by the time we noticed,
memes for some
Nanahoshi had
reason.
already finished the preparations. On the ground where she wrote
I
with a brush
fucking know.
previously, she placed her magic crystals there. As soon as we said that, the magic circle that was only dimly lit before released a brilliant light, and my body is immediately sucked into the magic circle. Part 4. Woof. By the time I noticed it, my body is already submerged in the water. I was soaked up to my stomach where I was standing on the magic teleportation circle. Instantly after that, the magic circle lost its brilliant light. Naya. As I thought, it was the rainy season now. While Rinia is busy screaming like that, I'm carrying Leo. Leo is being carried like baggage, it's only natural, after all his whole body would be underwater. It's regrettable though, the box full of cake also got wet. The water temperature is cold. If we didn't find somewhere dry soon, we would definitely catch a cold. Well, even the common cold could be cured immediately with detoxification magic. While I was looking for stairs to the upper level, I noticed the stairs going up were missing. If it was like that, then I summoned a spirit of light to become our torch and searched around the room for stairs leading down. It looks like this room is the top floor of the structure, so it couldn't be completely flawed. Boss, knees do something. Keep your mouth shut and wait a moment. As for now, it's better if we go to a higher place first. With the water level of this place, there should be no water at the area above here. While thinking that, I created stairs on the surface of the wall with earth magic, I continue creating it till it reached the ceiling. Foo-H. After destroying it with magic, the ceiling became an exit. I went outside. Downpour of rain. Surveying the surrounding scenery, it is just huge trees after huge trees lined up one after another. Looking up, the sky is not visible due to the dense foliage. Below, the whole area is flooded by a stream of muddy water. It's like the scenery of an illusionary forest in the middle of a river. No doubt about it, this is the Great Forest. Currently, I'm standing on top of the ruins. Almost all of the ruin is submerged by the flood. That was dangerous, Naya. What will we do after this, Naya? We didn't consider the season, Naya. Rinia also came up with Leo. We could walk above the frozen water, or travel by creating a ship with magic. Oh, as expected of Boss Naya. But, I don't know the way to Duradia in this rain. Akashi, I also, with it being like this, don't know the way. Yet. After all, this ruin is submerged up to the top floor. The depth of water, it's about 5 meters. Anything that could be considered a landmark is likely submerged. What do we do, Naya? How about waiting till the end of the rainy season in this place? After rainy season is finished, it's mating season, Naya, and then, Akashi, I may become of use, Naya. I see. Mating season, huh? Rather than being at my house, I'm in the middle of traveling, there's a high chance I can't contain my urges. I might end up making a move with anyone as long as it's good. Oh wait, how about going back to Sharia again, then borrowing some magic item from Orsted? 1. And, just now Leo barked. While stretching his chest, he is looking toward me. I guess he's trying to make some sort of request. Is that true, Naya? Rinia is answering him. 1. As expected of Holy Beast Samanaya. Leo barking and, Rinia responding to him. I'm glad that I brought Rinia along. As I thought, Bao and Gal is necessary. What is it, Rinia? He said I know the way to the village, just prepare the ship, Naya. Oh, I see. As expected of Holy Beast Sama. While thinking that, I made a ship with earth magic. Because I created it with the magic arts, the amount of magical power used for it is quite massive. But, while I made it as durable as possible, I also made its weight as light as possible. So that it could maintain its durability, I shaped it like a honeycomb. I trapped some air in the hollowed part inside so it will have more buoyancy when we ride it. While considering that factor, the ship is finally completed after an hour. It's shaped like a clumsily made square raft. Well, it's floating well, and the driving force is by magical power. So there won't be any problem. Alright, let's go. Boss. Is this thing really safe, Naya? Is your magical power enough, Naya? It won't sink in the middle of the journey, Nyite. The chance for that is impossible, and we will take a rest on the top of the trees on the way to the village. While saying that, I hopped onto the raft. It's a little unstable, but that could easily be fixed in the middle of the journey. Ugh, I feel rather uneasy, Naya. 1. Boss, go in that direction. Okay. Well then, let's advance. I began to propel the raft by manipulating the current in the direction Holy Beast Samaleo pointed. Part 5. 2 days later. We arrived at Duradia village. The distance wasn't that far actually, but we were getting attacked by monsters from the water along the way, so we got a bit lost. The good thing was that Millis Holy Sword Road isn't washed away by the flood. If it was also washed away, then maybe we would have been stranded along the way for another 10 days. Hey, look. It's Holy Beast Sama. Tell Jais right now. Duradia village, the villagers immediately went into an uproar when they saw us. Warriors gathered with a walla walla as if we stirred a beehive. Everyone is armed. It's a man from the human race. Don't tell me, he's kidnapped. Come to think of it, 10 years ago there was a kidnapping spree incident. As the raft got closer and closer, the village warriors became more and more vigilant. Their atmosphere seemed to indicate that if we continue approaching them, they will immediately restrain us without question. What should we do now? If they capture us, they'll just toss us into prison in our most majestic outfits, our birthday suits. While I was feeling uneasy, Rinia stood up. Hello everyone. Jais Duradia's daughter, Rinia Duradia has returned Naya. When Rinia said her name, the village warriors suddenly became stiff. And, after looking intently at Rinia's face, they simultaneously began sniffing. It's true, she is related. That girl, she's already this big. 12, or has it been already 13 years? My chest now is filled with a nostalgic atmosphere. I think it's okay to feel relieved now, but instantly after I was thinking that. I heard about you from Persona. Becoming a whatever merchant. Fulfill your duty to the village. Such jeering came flying around. As I thought. Boss turned back the ship. Please turn back Naya. Ignoring what Rinia said, I continued to drive the ship into Duradia village. Part 6. Duradia village is just like before, nothing has changed in any way. Typical of a secluded area, outsiders will definitely be facing a strong oppression. Although, this time I took the initiative by bringing Rinia along, for some reason many of them also remembered me. I came to this village 10 years ago. The children from that time have already enlisted as the village warrior corps, they remembered me as soon as they caught my scent. Among the veteran warriors, there are also people who I remember. For example, the person who poured cold water on me. That person, in these 10 years, after giving birth to 5 children, returned to her post as a warrior again. Somehow she is a hard-working person. They're welcoming me, Rinia on the other hand is receiving bashing from them. Though she is the patriarch's daughter she has abandoned her duty. She is a shame of the family. Rinia, who is hiding behind me, is becoming smaller and smaller. With tears in her eyes, she is whispering in a low voice, this is why I didn't want to come along Naya. Of course, you reap what you sow. While the villagers were bashing Rinia, a sudden growling sound could be heard from below. The wet holy beast Sama shook his body to dry his fur, which suddenly caused everyone's focus to converge on him. Rather than Rinia, look, it's holy beast Sama. That's right, he has returned at last. Where the heck was he for the past year? After that, as the one who stole him, I explained the story for them. Where he was living, how he was summoned. While my explanation dragged on, gradually some started to look at me like some unknown creature saying no way, he left with his companion. While others began to look at me suspiciously. Oh, somehow this is kind of nostalgic. Then someone said, come to think of it, 10 years ago holy beast Sama was really attached to this guy and after that someone proposed that I stole him, it's looking like I might be thrown into the prison again. The moment I thought that. 2 loud voices rang out from the crowd. All of you be quiet Naya. Be quiet. The ones who appeared are 2 female warriors. I remember those faces. They're the daughters of the beast race that I saved before. It's Minitana, and Terusina. These 2 while acting like their leaders and calming down our surroundings, stepped in front of me. There isn't any meaning speaking in this place. The chief will listen to the story in his house. Open the way. And, just like that I'm taken to Jai's house for interrogation. Part 7. Jais had become the village chief. Seriously injured in the battle against a monster during the rainy season a few years ago, the former village chief Gustav, retired. Now, after he entrusted the village to Jais, Gustav is spending his time leisurely in another settlement. Maybe because he's become the village chief, for some reason I could see some kind of dignity from Jais. Compared to our previous meeting, he's become fairly calm now. In this case, the chance of being falsely accused is 0. I was relieved. As I passed him some smoked meat I brought from Sharia, I began to explain my situation. How I was waging a war against a powerful enemy. How to combat that powerful enemy without any distraction. I summoned a being that could act as my family's guardian. And then, how the one that appeared was the holy beast Sama. After he finished listening to my story, Jais had a bitter face. Too absurd, that's too unbelievable of a story. I bet it was. When Leo the holy beast appeared from the magic circle I was surprised myself. Waifu. But, holy beast Sama, even with that reason. I don't know what he just said, the holy beast Sama was sitting quietly beside me, undoubtedly he spoke to protect me. Holy beast Sama just said that it's because the meals in your house are so delicious. Is that true? I'm just joking. He said that there is a mission to accomplish, and that is to protect your daughter. After he said that, Jais sighed. Just joking. That Jais, now can tell jokes. Even so, my daughter. Lucy, no, I guess it was Lara. Leo is more attached to Lara than to Lucy. From what I've seen, he almost never left Lara alone in her baby bed. Orsted also said it looks like Lara is special. Juan. Ho, fate is it? Facing each other, Jais and Leo talking about something. However, because of Leo's Wan language, I don't know what they're actually speaking about. Rinia, please could you translate what they're actually talking about? N? Okay Naya. Listening to their conversation, Rinia who was seated on my right began translating. Indeed, 100 years after Holy Beast Sama's birth, assisting the person who will save the world. That's still handed down in our tradition. 1. And that is the Duradia tribe's, mission. Indeed that is the Duradia tribe's mission, until the savior appears, it's our duty to look after Holy Beast Sama. Wafun. Now I found it Naya, this person's daughter is the savior. Indeed, I guess that is the reason. But, this is unprecedented. To think that the savior's father is the one who summoned the Holy Beast Sama, and had him protect the baby. So it appears that inside Rinia's mind, the Holy Beast is using Wagahai to refer to himself. Somehow that's made me remember about a certain muscular demon king. Even so, to think that my daughter is the savior. Lara who has that brazen face is the savior. Come to think of it, Orsted also said something about that. I see. Now I don't feel that young anymore. It looks like I'll have to start teaching Lara from a young age. She will be the only child that will be learning about my secret arts directly from me. 11111. Well then, according to the tradition, before she would reach adulthood, if the savior would die, what would happen? According to the legend, if the savior dies, the sacred tree will wither, and Holy Beast Sama will die in that weakened state. Grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr Waifu. In that case, I think there isn't any problems anymore regarding this. Somehow Jais is showing a bitter face. Then, as if he was repeating some morning prayer saying nori nori, he glared at Rinia who was translating. Instantly, Rinia curled up and hid herself behind me. Don't be like that, I asked you to translate for me, don't give me some funny translation. I'm prepared to face the punishment for my crime, I'm the only one who should receive it. And then, Jais spoke. Rinia, is what Holy Beast Sama saying true? Nias. It's true that Holy Beast Sama towards Rudia's second daughter, is very concerned about her and always protecting her. For Rinia to use Kigo, how rare. This delinquent daughter left in Sharia must be very scared of her father. A daughter of the human race. It's only been 20 years since Holy Beast Sama was born. I thought there were 80 more years to go, but the daughter is half human and half magic race, therefore I think that she will live for quite a long time Naya. So that's it, I see, if she has a magic race lineage the possibility for that is quite high. After hearing that fact, Jais clapped his hands together. It looks like he's become quite a thoughtful person in these past 10 years. The Jais from 10 years ago gave me the impression of a reckless youngster who never used his head. But he seems to have matured and calmed down now. I wonder if this is a characteristic of the beast race, that after becoming 30 their manners becomes calmer. Then the two youngsters behind Jai suddenly started shouting. For a magic race to be the savior is impossible Naya. He said that Holy Beast Sama was summoned using magic, then he must be being deceived by some strange magic. Terusana and Minitana, somehow they ended up like the old Jais. It's really funny, when I remember how they were in the old days, giving me their gratitude for saving them. Is this also a characteristic of the beast race? Those two girls aside. Certainly, it's a fact that I summoned Leo by using the magic circle formation that was created by Orsted. In that magic circle, it looked like there was some kind of element that made the summoned creature completely obedient. Because of that magic, Leo could have been put under the impression that my daughter is the savior. Though it's low, there is also that possibility. Supposing that is the case, Rudius Dano would not have come to our village. In any case, the fact that Rudius Dano came here before us, and how he came to our residence in the Great Forest from the other side of the world to explain this matter. I suppose we should overlook this case. Is that so? Honestly. I'm sorry, to think that they would understand my situation and overlook this case. Please forgive me. About this Holy Beast Sama matter, as for now I think it's okay. Really. If Holy Beast Sama is the one to decree it, we will obey. Waifu. Putting his head on my lap Leo was facing me with an expression that said that's only natural. I pat him in reflex, and from his face he seems to like it. Terusana and Minitana making a what's with that kind of face, they don't understand. Even so, if Holy Beast Sama said okay, then it's okay. Or something like that was said by him, according to Rinia's translation. She resembles Kislaine quite a bit. However, Rudius Dano. That's for the time being. Isn't it? Then, about 15 years later, when your second daughter reaches adulthood, please bring her here. Following our tradition, she must complete the ritual in the sacred tree. I understand that the trip will take a year, but please let us do our duty. I understand. So it's a ritual. I don't know what kind of ceremony it is, but I guess it is something for formality. Let's not forget about this promise. 15 years from now, let's return to the Duradia village with Lara for her coming of age ceremony. In order for me to not forget this future appointment, let's write this in the diary. Leo's matter is already taken care of, at least for now. Somehow it's been resolved easily. I sighed and felt relieved. Jais also relaxed his tense posture. The tensed atmosphere in the room is now relaxed. Then, suddenly Jais turned his face towards Rinia. Shiver Rinia's body suddenly trembled. And, Rinia. The Dora cat, why are you living in Rudius's house? Ah, that's right.
Nice job, man.
This fellow was
Success.
trying to start her own business but she borrowed Hub.
Forgot I
Listen to
muted
my wonderful
myself.
story,
Well, I wasn't
Interrupting
talking
what I was
anyway,
saying,
so
Rinia suddenly
there's
started
that.
telling her own story. After parting with Persona, I was thinking of starting a new business Naya, then on a certain day I received a divine revelation from the sky. After I had followed that revelation, I arrived at Magic City Sharia, and what I found is that Holy Beast Sama was hidden in there, and then I knew this is it Naya. Because of this I got a revelation to visit the city again, for the sake of looking for Holy Beast Sama, the heavens gave me such a revelation. Akashi, in short there was no way I was gonna forget about the Duradia tribe's duty, rather it's the opposite, it's my duty to return to the village to report this, to fulfill my duty as a warrior from the village. Amazing. How dare she shamelessly blurt out such bold lies? Perhaps she'd been planning this since she heard about the trip. Jai's face is full of doubt, but it looks like Minitana and Terusana are convinced. Just some time ago they were looking at her with scornful eyes, now they're looking at her with eyes full of respect. These girls are so simple. But there is a man here who is maintaining his scornful look, a man who has already grown into a respectable adult. He could read this girl like a book. And from his own experience he determined that lying isn't good, she should grow up into a respectable adult like him. But, well lying, is NG.2. Jai-san, this fellow here, she was trying to start a new business, but, she was swindled and got saddled with a huge debt, not to mention that she'd been finally sold as a slave and came to my place to get help. Well, you could say that she is tangled in another kind of debt now. I see. Nyat. Boss, Don't say the true reason. Menitana and Terusina's facial expressions instantly turn into contempt. And now she is working hard in my house, in order to pay her debt. That. I wonder if she is Rudius Dano's slave. Come to think of it, Rinia is Jai's daughter. If a man knows that his daughter has become a slave, what would he think? If it were me, and Lucy became a slave, I don't think I would let her master get out alive, the chance of that isn't zero. But no, lying is bad. That's the truth. But, I never treat her like a slave. She is a friend that needs rehabilitation. No, it doesn't matter. To throw away her money-making mission and finally doing her duty, I feel indebted toward you, Rudius Dano. You're my family's hero. I'm sorry for my family always causing you trouble. I hope I could do something to pay this debt from my family. Please do anything you want to me, whether it be to boil or grill me. Jais, during the time I was not seeing him, it looks like he understood how to speak like a true man. No, that face is a face of someone who lamented about their bad daughter. Dad,
Fuck.
wait a minute, isn't that a little cruel? Aikashi, however, it was only a little trouble. Soon I will be transformed into a noble to comfort your worry no matter what. If I remember correctly, Rudius Dano has been a man full of vitality since he was very young. Mating season will begin very soon. At that time please use Rinia to your liking. Naya. Dad, what do you think your daughter's chastity is? Rinia raised her fist, but Jai's looking at that with a sharp glare then flashed his eyes. He let out a howl along with a thundering voice. Shut up. If you're a Duradia race, return the favor with your body. I understand Naya, Aikashi, I'm a bad kid Naya. Rinia surprised and in no time, she's instantly curling her body behind me to hide. It's fine if you want to hide behind me, but don't press your breasts so strongly against me. Because I'm not going to accompany you in the mating season. Anyway, now that Holy Beast Sama has become like this, someone must act as his caretaker, don't you agree? We already don't have anything to pay Rania's debt. So please take her back with you. Understood. Caretaker, huh? I don't think it's really necessary for Leo, but it's the Duradia tribe's duty. If they want to give their aid, then there is no reason to refuse it. Even I, just now, felt troubled at the idea of leaving Rinia in the village. Especially after all her effort getting the mercenary company on track. However, with just Rinia alone, it will cause anxiety on our side. I guess. Boss, so you are really agreeing to that and really wished for that Naya? Rinia said with a look full of compassion. Somehow I understand now what Jais feels. Though Rinia is not a particularly useless child, she has shown an inclination towards that side lately. So take another one. Well, please choose Menitana or Terusina to take back as an official caretaker for Holy Beast Sama. Saying that to me, Menitana and Terusina stood in front of me. Both of them are dressed like beast race warriors. Wearing hide armor, and wielding huge meat cleavers. Well-trained bodies, big chests. Their chests were big even when they were kids, but now they've developed further. The beast race is a race with huge boobs. I'm the one who will go Naya. No, it will be me. That person will be me. My sword skill is good, my head is also good Naya. That's a lie. When we're commuting to Wenport School, my result is better. It looked like they really want to become a caretaker of Holy Beast Sama. Although I think that after 15 years as a caretaker instead of becoming their family's head, that look in their eyes will most likely disappear. Or, I guess that becoming the caretaker of Holy Beast Sama is more of an honored position than becoming the family head. Terusina only has better scores in magic, with exception of that I'm superior in all other aspects Naya. There is no such thing, Tana is a liar. The one who is a liar is Terusina Naya. So that's it, these two's rivalry is just like Rinia and Persina's years ago, so selfish. Come to think of it. Where is Persina, has she not come back yet? The moment he heard that, Jai's face looked distressed. Part 8. Afterwards, we were guided to a building located at the edge of the village. For me, it's a memorable old building. I really miss this one building. I mean, I also lived here for a period of time. It's good and a very comfortable one. Halfway through I had to share my room with a middle-aged monkey-faced newbie, but nevertheless it's a good and comfortable room. Especially its QOD perfect security. In short, it is a prison. It looks like Rinia has had some bad experiences with this building, as she didn't want to come in. Their Persona, emitting a considerably slutty atmosphere, was lying down on the bed. It's not like she's naked like I was, but a considerably high portion of her skin is exposed. Her sex appeal hadn't disappeared yet, thin shirt and hot pants. Dressing like that, facing away from the iron bars, she thrust her hand inside her pants, and scratches the base of her tail while munching on something. Girl power is reduced. Hey, Persona, wake up. I can't eat anymore. When her name is called by Jais, she is beta muttering some sleep-talking answer, while pata shaking her tail. It's time for your meal. Na. And, while her body is twitching and trembling, she raised her body. Fa. When she is waking up, her breasts bulge up from her thin shirt. As big as ever. Boing boing. It is a poison of the eye. The kind of poison which
the fucking delivery from that
cure.
robot. Boing boing.
I don't smell a meal. While her nose made a sniffing sound, she is looking at her surroundings with sleepy eyes. And, she is looking in this direction. Persona, a visitor for you. Persona, inside the cell,
Boing
has a blank
boing.
look on her face.
Yeah.
However, when she saw my appearance, she immediately leaps at the iron bars. Boss. It's not what it seems. I'm innocent. Please help me. I was taken aback when I saw Persona screaming as she grabbed the iron bars. Looking at her, Jais let out a deep sigh. Not sure what she's getting at here with this translation. Perhaps that Perogius is scared of Orsted.
Alright. Dried meat murder incident. It's really weird how the fucking dog is now like in prison. It's weird. I'm gonna put these Oreos away. I'll be back. I'll just leave this stream. Should wait. I'll just leave it here for a second. All right. Works. There you go. Yeah, so yeah, it's getting a little boring now. I just want to go back to fucking Aisha mafia boss shit. Whatever. Back to the less interesting.
Chapter 198 Dried Meat Murder Incident. Part 1. This incident happened 10 days ago. It took place in Duradia village during the rainy season. The cause is the reinforced lizard dried meat stored in the village warehouse. Someone murdered it. That was what I wanted to say.
I forgot to get water.
It was eaten by someone. Because of the seriousness of this case, the Duradia warrior tribe immediately began their investigation. And the investigation result is, one suspect
I
found,
gotta say hi,
a female
Trey.
warrior.
Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Hello, back at it again.
Person at Duradia. She returned to Duradia village just a half year ago.
And now I
She was
have
the daughter of
water.
the Duradia tribe's chief. Being the top scorer among her graduates in the Magic University Renoa, she brought back excellent results to her village. I fulfilled my mission and came back as a candidate for village chief. Rinia is the lost cat Nano. And she talked about what happened in her years in Sharia. Immediately after that, she joined the warrior group of the Duradia tribe. This place's family's head said, she is in the first list of candidates both in Duradia and Duradia. Her name has soared high in the Duradia village. But, it's not something that she could easily get used to. To become village chief, she must serve as warrior chief until the previous village chief retires. In addition, she must show ability befitting of someone who can lead others and gain trust from her warrior subordinates. Persona has enough ability and experience leading others, so she is actually already a fine warrior chief. Usually before entering the warrior group one needs to go a journey to see the world. Persona was already away from her village for more than 10 years, but she still lacks experience with the warrior group. With that said, the current village chief Jais provided her with a training period. She will work and study inside the village. As a warrior chief she must remember her group members' faces and odor, then someday become village chief. That is how the original plan was. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that it's an elite course. Persona, by using her advanced healing magic to the fullest, she gained the warrior's trust in an instant. It seems Jai's also determined that she passed his test. After this rainy season it would have been time to pick a son-in-law, assuming the warrior chief declared that she wanted it. Then that incident happened. The day that incident happened. Around midnight of that day. Persona was on duty to guard the warehouse. In the warehouse, there was a large amount of preserved food stored for the rainy season. Every night it's guarded by a team consisting of 2 people. And the one who was paired with her that night was Kanalna, a warrior from the Duradia tribe. That day, Kanalna's body condition was a little bad. She was wounded the previous day when she was repelling the demons one that attacked the village, and that injury had an after effect to her body even after it was already healed. She said herself that this wasn't that important, but the testimony said, when it was time for the shift change, her face was already blue-colored. Like that, Persona was opposing her to attend to her duty and gave her an order as warrior chief, go back to your home and take a rest, I will take responsibility in your place. Following her order, Kanalna decided that it was better for her to go back to her room and sleep. She intended to only sleep for a bit, but maybe because of her body's instinct to heal her injury, Kanalna slept soundly. Then, early morning of the next day. When it was time for the guards to switch, one person arrived at the warehouse. But when he came, no one was keeping watch in front of the warehouse. Not feeling confident, he tried to peek inside the warehouse. The food in that place was eaten by someone, with some trace of meat around her mouth. Persona was sleeping in the warehouse with a full stomach. Caught red-handed, Persona was immediately arrested. In Duradia village, stealing food during the rainy season is a felony. The warrior's evaluation of her took a 180 turn, she was forced to resign from her position as warrior chief. Naturally, she also won't become village chief. This is why she was thrown into the jail. However, the main suspect Persona said. That day, I was unconscious because someone hit me from behind, and when I came to I was already inside the warehouse. Someone wants to frame me. That fucking rascal Nano. Boss, please Nano. Please catch the true culprit. Surely, there is someone that didn't want me to become the village chief. Menitana and Terusana are the most suspicious ones. That alone is already strange. If I was the culprit, I wouldn't do something like this to my target. It was very obvious
She's
that after sending
definitely
Kanalna
the
back to
one
her
who
room,
did
you
it.
immediately
Don't
ate small
even
portions of the
fucking
meats.
lie.
Persona kept
Fucking
claiming that she
hell.
was innocent. I also had some experience in it myself. My first impression of people from the beast race is that they're easy to give a false charge. It is one of their forte. If she really isn't the one who did that, then I will help her. With that in mind, I try to do a little investigation. Part 2. Duradia village, the village where the Duradia tribe and the Duradia tribe live in harmony. To raise holy beast Sama, many village warriors attend to him to protect him, so that they won't be short in power. Many children are reared and the married people usually have many children. Now they're a very large family numbering about 500 heads, and they live above the trees. With a stream of muddy water outside during rainy season, their houses look like islands. The chance that the culprit is an outsider is almost none. If it was, then it's someone who can move like me and many more difficult ideas come to my brain. The main suspect Persona said, that inside the village the line of men who want to mate with her is long. Then I immediately get my assistant Yasu and my helping Inspector Jais. I began to collect evidence from the testimonies of people that were involved in this incident. This mean, Yasu it's time to go. Who is Yasunaya? It's you Rinia. Now I will call you Yasu, a certain assistant from a certain country 23. Oh, so that's it? Inspector Jais also didn't say anything. Thinking that this is useless, but now is the time to move. Part 3. First testimony, the one who found her in the morning,
This shit's
warrior
so
gift.
fucking
Are you the first person who
boring.
found her? Yes. When I saw this youth, I got some sense of deja
We
vu.
were at such
Somehow,
a
I
good
got the feeling
point
that I
with
saw
the
him somewhere
fucking
before.
mafia.
So I
Now
asked.
this.
Gimel rightward arrow ask rightward arrow
There's
event
still
from the past
3
4.
chapters left
You,
after
have we met
this.
somewhere before?
3.
Yes, 10 years ago when I
Fucking
fell into the
hell.
water you're the one who helped me. Ah, I see. 10 years ago, come to think of it. During the rainy season,
Shit.
I together with Rudyard helped a kid. At that time, the boy waved his head. So nostalgic. Well, let's put that aside in the meantime. Now back to our incident. At the site of the crime 10 days ago, what did Persona look like when she was found? Let's see, the box of dried meat was opened, Persona was sleeping while she was leaning on them facing the door and she said, I can't eat any more happily with her bulging stomach. The scene at that time, somehow I could perfectly imagine it just like he said. In other words, there were practically no eyewitnesses that saw whether Persona had really eaten the dried meat or not, right? Yes. But there was some meat left in between Persona's teeth. And from the half-eaten meat that was scattered around that place, Persona's saliva smell could detect it. Duradia's unique way for carrying out their investigation. This incident, just by the smell alone it could be easily resolved. They really have absolute confidence in their own noses. With that as their weapon it's become, the saliva smell has been detected, and that's already become more than enough evidence. But that kind of investigation process is full of holes. Though Persona's belly looked like she was full. But there is a chance that inside her belly there was only air that was trapped and blocked. Isn't there? No, from her burp I could smell the dried lizard meat from it. I have no doubt about it, she was the one who ate it herself. There was no hole. From the smell that came from inside of her stomach, it's almost certain that Persona is the one who ate the meat. We can bisect her with a large pair of scissors and look directly inside of her stomach, but I don't want to use this kind of method as much as possible. Point 5. Is there really nothing else inside? For example, something like footprints of someone else other than Persona. Whether it's footprints, smell, or hairs, nothing else was there.
Sometimes
see.
boring,
At least,
but
the true culprit is doing his job perfectly. Part 4. Testimony of Persona's partner that night, Connellna. Connellna-san, on your day of duty, how was Persona's appearance? Yes, she was repeatedly saying, I didn't eat anything since morning, so hungry nano. It looks like Persona was very hungry that day. But, this fact is very odd. The Persona that I know, she was always eating meat whether it was mealtime or not. Dried meat, smoked meat, and occasionally raw meat. To think that kind of girl, didn't eat anything. What is the true culprit's aim? I wonder, why didn't she eat anything? When the warriors were fighting against the demon invasion the day before, quite a number of warriors were injured. The report says that too, that the day before the incident a large number of demons appeared. There were no civilians wounded by that large-scale attack, but I heard many of the warrior group were injured. Oh. Because Persona is the only advanced healing magician in this village, she was running around to several places, going back and forth to treat the injured warriors. And in the end her magical power was running out. Persona's magical power was running out. I have also experienced it, running out of magical power then losing consciousness, and not being able to even wake up for half a day. In Persona's case, she didn't faint. She must keep her consciousness for her duty time. Just like that she, without drinking or eating, carried on doing her duty as she was. Did she eat something, she has a choice to do that right. That's the rule. Basically in Duradia village during rainy season, eating snacks outside of mealtime is prohibited. The stored food absolutely must be enough for 3 months, so there is a very strict management on it. Persona can take a rest when she is on duty, there is an option like that right. Because the number of demons that attacked the previous day was the most we had, quite a few warriors were already on bed rest. We didn't have enough hands. I also advised her to take a break from duty and rest, but she said I only feel a little hungry. I see. To become village chief, she was filled with a sense of duty, that's admirable. If it was the me from the old days, I would have made this and that reason to take a rest. And, that led to this incident. Yes, even now, at least it would have been fine if she was eating something while on duty. After hearing that, taking that situation into consideration, I feel that I got some leads to this case. No, Persona insisting that she wasn't the one who ate the dried meat. Part 5. Yasu's opinion. Rinia. I mean Yasu, after hearing those stories just now, what do you think? For the time being, I will listen to my assistant's opinion. She is Persona's friend. That girl, I think she is the culprit Naya. Since a long time ago whenever she felt hungry Persona has a habit of snatching food from her surroundings. When we were still enrolled in school, she often snatched my fish and dried meat Naya. Yet, there is a criminal record. Part 6. Thus, after listening to the full story, I found that someone's testimony was really strange. Luckily there is only one person who is lying and I know who it is. And that would be Rightward Arrow Persona. Yes, it's Persona.
Right forward arrow.
She just didn't confess her actions until the very end.
Right forward arrow.
Still saying that someone hit her from behind. Let's return to Persona's room once again, and hear her story. Moving Rightward Arrow village outskirt Rightward Arrow Persona prison Rightward Arrow listen to her story Rightward Arrow the incident. Persona, if you truly didn't do it, look in my eyes and say it. It's true Nano, boss, please believe me. Persona put her hands together, and her eyes are sparkling. However, her tail is moving in a dubious way. Let's trick her a little. Before I leave, it's possible for me to become your advocate in this village. Why, as expected of boss. But, if it's found out after I leave this village that you have lied to me, then I won't let you eat meat for a year as punishment. Oh, of course that's true Nano. But, swear to God. Swear to. Persona's eyes are swimming from left to right. This guy is suspicious. It's the eyes of a liar. Listen, I absolutely won't forgive anyone who insults my God. Do you really swear by the name of my God? I move my hands across the iron bar and grip Persona's head firmly.
Swear by Roxy.
Persona should already know the thing about me being a devout man.
Swear on
Her
Roxy.
face's color
Swear on
suddenly becomes ghastly
Roxy's
pale. Her
name.
body is trembling. While trying to hide her crotch with her tail, she is trying to grasp forward with both her hands. Now what are your words? I was the culprit. Case closed. Part 7. The incident was resolved. The culprit is of course Persona Duradia. She didn't admit her crime, not until an outsider made her confess her crime, and her punishment will be left to that person. This rascal. But, she is tempted by the evil meat, maybe she is also one of the victims. Jais-san, sorry for troubling you. It's nothing. But, is it really okay with Persona? Jais having seen the series of events and listening to my conclusion is amazed. So what do you want to talk about? Talk about the one person that will go as the caretaker of Holy Beast Sama from our village. The look on his face seemed to say, please, by all means. No, that would be more than is necessary. Of course, I do not need one. More than this, the number of big-breasted women around me will be increased, that will only raise the suspicion of me cheating. Generally, I want someone such as Roxy and Sylvie, but I don't need the stupid ones. After all, the simple person is an angel factor to increase the number of excuses. Eris will be happy. Is that so, however, who you will bring between Minitana and Terusina? No, aren't those two already village chief candidates? Better to take a somewhat different person. While talking with Jais, we're walking out of the jail. Wait Nano. Boss, don't leave me behind Nano. My time to rise Nano. I wanted it. I don't want to live without meat Nano. We ignored the wailing voice that came from behind us. Niahohaha. And, Rinia that was waiting for us outside, the first time she goes inside she is laughing very hard. Previously, she was also imprisoned in a nude state before. Apparently she also experienced this a long time ago, trapped in the nude here. Remembering those humiliating times, she refused to come in with an unpleasant face. You Persona, you look so terrible Naa. Alright, Rinia. I smelled your odor some time ago. Why are you here? Before I was aware of it, Rinia put her sunglasses on. The one that she usually uses at work. To hide her dollar-shaped eyes. Why? Fufu. I yonder why. While saying so, Rinia pushed my hand, and pressed it against her chest. No I can't. AAA, no, the smell of sexual excitement. No way, Rinia. And boss. Persona leaned her nose toward our position and sniffed, suddenly her face shivered. One end of Rinia's lips is grinning. That's a devilish smile. Well nyat. When I recall that passionate night Naya. I was sleeping in the bedroom, boss carrying me like a new bride. 6 I can't say more than this Naa. However, that day, I was crying a lot in front of boss Naya. Carried indeed, then thrown outside of the room. She was tossed away. After that, she was weeping inside of Eris's room. She didn't lie at all until the last moment. No way, boss. We're inferior to Roxy and Sylphie, that's why you never turn your eyes to us. Naya ha. Isn't that because Persona isn't charming enough? At that time I'm alone yet. Will, the Azura noble from the Grere house lineage is really intense Naa. Just the first night, my ribs ended up broken Naya. Alright, ribs. What a violent copulation nano. So it was her first night with Eris. While she was sleeping, she was strangled hugging pillow to death by Eris. Leo, and Rinia were all done in by Eris's power. The next morning, it looks like with a half-crying face, Rinia begged Sylphie to apply healing magic on her. Regarding that she isn't crying yet. Alright, Rinia, became boss's wife. No, yet his bride, but, something similar to his slave Naya. Slave. Covering her mouth with both of her hands, Persona's face is turned red. Slave, it's not that wrong either. Well, my position is considerably good yet. Though a slave, I'm entrusted with some works, now I have 50 subordinates under me Naya. Similar to Persona, but I'm not thrown into prison, and receive boss's affection. But I wonder if Duradia village's chief position is as good as that Naya? So Persona, don't regret Nia's experience. Nia ha 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 ha. Loud laughter is echoing inside the prison. Rinia. Gassagacious sound could be heard, Persona with a bright red face shaking the iron bars. But, after a little while her hands gradually lost power. Being powerless Persona could only kneel on the floor. Kasuk.
5,
This
that
is too much, Nano.
page.
That day was really busy, I didn't eat anything from morning. I want to eat too, at most, I only ate the same amount of one meal, in that case it could be replaced with the demon that I defeated, it should be more than enough to compensate Nano. Inside the cell, she continued her weeping and lamenting. And, Rinia immediately left from my side. I'm satisfied now Naa. She said that with quite a satisfied face. Such an awful fellow. But, I think Persona's actions are also justified. According to the story that I heard, the demon attack happened from early morning until over midnight. And caused huge damage, and that happened right on her watch duty day. For the healing magician Persona, that took a big toll on her. After repelling the demons, Persona desperately used her healing magic repeatedly. Thanks to that, there should be many warriors whose lives were saved by her. However, in the end Persona's magical power depleted and she experienced exhaustion. After she woke up, she should have eaten her meal, but soon it was her night duty time. Although, there is the theft accident. While it's true that she didn't eat anything from morning until her night duty, that's not a reason for her to be sneaking bites. The me from the previous world, when the crime of police officers from Elite Corps come to light. That said there is still room for leniency, but a crime is a crime. She broke a village rule. Even if she is warrior chief and soon to be village chief, it's still unavoidable. Boss, father. Then Rinia turned her body facing me and eyes with a serious expression. I have a request Naya. She bowed. It's a 45-degree bow. Persona, I want her to become Holy Beast Sama's caretaker Naya. Then Rinia lifted her face up, and sent a strong glance to me and eyes. I look into her eyes, those are the eyes of someone that was straightened out once. I, in a faraway land in the distant country, used to keep trying hard to become village chief Naya. Putting great effort more than anyone alone Naya. Trying no hard, but in the end failed Naya. I, in the end, lost to Persona's technique and was forced to surrender my right. But, I agree that Persona is the most fit one to become village chief Naya. But, with only one mistake that led to her ruin, that's too much Naya. Then, Rinia paused a bit to take.
Let me count here. So we got 1, we got 2, 2, 3. No. I'll count that one. 4, 5. 6 and 7. 7. All right. Let's keep going.
Then, Rinia paused a bit to take a breath. She looked at Jai's eyes. I want to give her a chance Naya. 5 years from now, no. 10 years from now. If Persona does a good job as Holy Beast, Sama's caretaker. Completed her duty properly, then bring boss's daughter back to undergo her ceremony. I wish her crime this time is forgiven Naya. I know I can't say this to village chief, I only wanted to give her a punishment suitable for her position Naya. After experiencing school life, she isn't talking through muscle again. Rinia herself, abandoned her duty, and became a merchant. For that reason she originally didn't have a right to make a request. To begin with, this crime is the result of person's lack of self-control. If it's according to the story that I heard, certainly there is room for negotiation of her crime. Something like, hooray you did it, hooray you did it. Or, congratulations for preserving this far, the result is exceedingly good.
Congratulations,
But that event didn't happen. That's
congratulations,
enough. Giles also said so.
congratulations,
Even if the past bygone,
congratulations.
but what already happened can't be ignored. That's only natural. But, as for my own feelings,
I can't
because of her
help but
great
think
effort,
of
I
Neon
want her to be
Genesis
rewarded for that.
Evangelion during that.
Persona kept persisting. Every day, while chewing meat, she took her lesson seriously. Since I took the same healing magic class with her, I know that she tried her best. There is no doubt about it, she put more effort in than others. Therefore, even though the beast race don't have very good heads, she was able to take the first seat in school rank. With that kind of great effort, she must be rewarded. That is my wish. The same case with me. If I work hard, I also want to be rewarded. I not only think that. Jais-san, can I also make a request? Huh? Boss. But, if it was me, I want someone to give a reward in this current situation. As much as possible, I want to be rewarded. Jais has had a bitter face for a while now. But, he immediately raised his face. I see. That's a good idea. If he was Jais 10 years ago, he definitely wouldn't have backed down with Persona's judgment. It's not like I think that his judgment is right. That's only my ego. Rinia, Persona. Fulfill your duty perfectly. Understand? Yes, Naya. Why, yes, Nano. Those two girls instantly bowed their heads. Watching that, I suddenly realized something. As I thought, these two act better when they're together. Part 8. We're returning via Holy Sword Highway by raft. After we arrived at the stone monument mark, I blew the whistle to summon Arimanfi, then by using the Sky Fortress, we returned to Sharia. I really miss this place, Nano. Once I'm the summit of the city, I didn't think that I would back to the city again. Upon arriving at the magic city Sharia, Persona muttered to herself with a deep, strong, emotional voice. So, she returned to this place. It can be said that to her, the magic city Sharia is her second home. Ah, Persona, I forgot to say something, Naya. What, Nano? Just a while ago I'm feeling a strong emotion, Nano, so make it brief. I need a little help, therefore, will you become my servant for a while? As Rinia's servant. Use of the word demon is presumably magical. Chapter 198 Drive.
Fucking hell. Shit. Go, 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 go. There you go. Wait, what? Okay, that's the next chapter. Fucking hell, I thought we were at 197. Weird. That last one? 198? Yeah, that was. Weird. I thought it was 197. Alright. Alright, so we have, I think this is the last one, I think this is the last one. Alright. Last chapter of the volume. Let's grind this out to victory.
Chapter 199, Next Battle. Part 1. Chirping sound of the birds, just like the cry of a sparrow. Hearing that I open my eyes. Is it already morning? I stretched my body as strong as I could, which caused a crisp sound around my back, then after yawning I get up. Offa. Looking next to me, it is a girl with her blue-colored hair sparkling under the light of the morning sun. It's Roxy. Or should I say God? And a bit further next to her, lied a blue-haired baby. Child of a goddess and a man, Perseus. Rather, it's my daughter Lara. Next to her. Under the bed, rounded like a silver ball. Is Leo the Holy Beast. He is now officially known, transferred here by the beast race because of a certain matter, since I had a hunch that I had to show my face to them soon. It could be that Rinia and Persona groveling in such a way was only a small experience for them, perhaps. Nevertheless, to think that Lara is extremely lucky, 1. Lara is the savior. It was so shocking, though I already predicted it to some extent. But, there is something special in this child. There is some part in me that is feeling ecstasy, but let's not show that too much. Since acting like that is the same as attaching superior or inferior label to the children. Good morning, Rudy. Roxy woke up. While rubbing her sleepy eyes, she raised her body. Her chest that got bigger because of her pregnancy is showing itself under the sunshine. Regrettably, if it's looked at with evil eyes, the eyes will get smashed. But oh, my eyes are attracted to the evil at that place. Oh, God. Please help this poor soul. Era? Why is Lara? Rudy, are you the one who brought her?
Let's go.
Roxy, with half asleep eyes looking at me and her daughter beside her. Tilting her head, she is gently brushing Lara's silky hair.
Indeed, let's finish
Don't remember
this shit.
that yesterday, you brought her yourself. Era. Yesterday, after our blazing night, we fell asleep until suddenly Lara, who usually doesn't cry at night, began crying. Roxy left the bedroom with a half-asleep face, with an unstable way of walking, brought Lara to the bedroom, changed her diaper, and fed her with milk. After she lulled Lara to sleep, she began to sleep. As for Leo, he followed Lara to the bedroom, of course. Well, it's fine even if she didn't remember it. Fa. Remained with her still sleepy face, Roxy yawned once. I will do my usual morning training.
I guess
Is
I
that so?
yawned at the same
Then I will sleep
time.
a little longer
Fucking
with
hell.
Laura since today is a holiday.
Roxy's
While
bored
saying
of this
that,
chapter
puff,
too.
Roxy fell to the bed again. Yes, good night. Good night. Instantly, I could hear Roxy's sleeping sound, then I left the bedroom. After changing my clothes, I go out into the hallway. Suddenly I got a sudden thought. I opened Sylvie's bedroom door. Sylvie is still sleeping. Together with Lucy, it looks like they're enjoying sleeping together. For the time being, Lucy was given her own room, though sometimes Sylvie also accompanies her. Once in a while, I think it's good for parents and their child to sleep together in the same bedroom, forming the kanji for River Point 2. But, nothing can be done to my strong sexual desire. Since we're sleeping together, we must do something about that. We must act with discretion in front of the children. We can't be too open when showing our passionate nights. Anyway, I'm satisfied being blessed with this wonderful scene, then I closed the door again. Next, I peeked in Eris's room.
Fuck,
Looking
dude.
at Eris in the early morning. I wonder what is going to happen? Ugh. Ugh. When I think that, I saw a poor soul on the bed.
Yeah,
Pressing her face with both
fucking
hands,
hell.
she is trembling a little.
First the yawn,
Though
and
she
then
has
the
huge
ugh.
breasts, her hair isn't red. She has dog ears and a tail. Her eyes usually always look sleepy, but somehow it's a little watery today. Oh, boss. Good morning, Nano. It's Persona. After that event at Duradia village, she followed us coming back to the Magic City Sharia. When Persona came, there was only one person who was very delighted. It was Eris. She was looking at Persona with her tongue out and said, "This child is quite cute." Looking at her, Rinia trembled with fear, while Persona was the opposite. As expected of me, Nano, even boss's wife is pleased meeting with me for the first time. She pushed out her huge chest and looked at Rinia's face. The moment Rinia saw Persona's attitude, flash, her eyes flashed and she started flattering her. Aya, that's amazing, yeah, to think that you could please and be patted by the Berserk Sword King over there, as expected of Persona Naya. I always want her to do that to me, Naya. Yufu, Rinia is being unreasonable, Nano. Persona got carried away. She approached Eris while her tail was waving, her ears brushed gently, and her tail got praised. That's a little excessive to be called skinship, but I guess because she is from the dog race therefore, she muttered while giving a sidelong glance to her frilly tail, "I'm a sinful woman, Nano." Even boss's wife is completely captivated by my charm. Looking at her, I could only give her a bitter smile. Usually I would get annoyed, but I can't help but to put a bitter smile toward the scene that happened before me. Looking at Persona's attitude, Eris eagerly stepped on further. Since I guess sleeping alone will be lonely, we will sleep together once in a while. And, here came the proposal. As for Persona's consent toward this proposal, this was only a matter of time before the junior surpasses the senior, Nano. She agreed. Realizing that, Rinia gave a shishishi laugh at Persona, who would be spending her nights with Eris periodically. And, after getting one or two broken bones from Eris's maximum powered hug, that really is a sad sight. My breasts hurt. To Persona, who looked like she was in great pain, I applied healing magic on her. Her breasts are still as big as usual, but there was no problem. After I spent a night with Roxy today, I'm a sage. I'm saved. While receiving thanks from Persona, I went off to the first floor. I went into the entranceway without changing my clothes, then grabbed the wooden sword that was strapped beside the front door. Then it appeared, before the front door, Eris is standing like a Nia statue. Folding her arms, and opening her legs at shoulder width. Her big stomach has become more stretched out. As if she were a gate guardian, she stood before the front gate. Eris, good morning. Rudius, good morning. Today Eris is also in high spirits. I realized that after looking at her face. I guess, it was because she was comfortable with hugging Persona all night long. Rinia and Persona. Currently, those two are renting a residence which is close to the Rudo Mercenary office. Similar to Cliff's large apartment, also, since those two are best friends, they agreed to share their room together. Once it was dusk, those two will come alternatively to see Leo, and accompany him to take a stroll. But they only do their official duties since, being stationed permanently at my house, it won't be amusing if that caused discord with my family members, so it's good. As for Eris, those two are alternately invited to her room, as her hugging pillow. Rinia is somehow always trying to escape from that, but she can't escape from Eris. At least, one of them is free of debt. When I see the faces of one of those two, as they disappear into Eris's room, I somehow feel a little jealous. I also want to get invited into her room once in a while. I'm also a member of Eris's harem, so it's very reasonable that I want her compassion love. Well, I guess I could embrace her again, after she has given birth. Era? Isn't something reversed? It's strange, normally I'm the center of this house or so I thought. Well, that's fine anyway. By the way, what is his name? I'm still thinking of his name.
Thanks
As I thought,
for
it must be heroic.
subscribing.
Thinking about that this early in the morning, and when I'm about to go out. I think that she is like a
Yeah,
watchdog.
that's weird.
A heroic
It
name,
only
I guess
it
was a
only
good name if it
shows
was a boy. Such as Ars or
subscription
Aldebaran or
notifications for
Harriman.
those who
Wait a
are
minute,
publicly
let's do something about those names that
subscribed.
are too heroic.
So if you
Everyone, did
subscribe
they really want the
and
name of the past hero?
don't show
Well,
your
I'm fine with any name.
subscriptions
However,
publicly,
it must
doesn't
not be a
show
very
that
old
you
name,
subscribed.
so he won't become a target of bullying, I guess. Rudius, any ideas? I think for a girl name,
Sorry about
such
that.
as Alice, or Fran. That's a pretty name and it's quite good, I wonder. It's a boy, why did you think of a girl name?
The Grey Rat
Eris is
blood
seriously
runs
pondering
deep,
about it?
indeed.
If the one that's born is a girl, she will become a poor girl with a boy's name. It's absolutely a boy. Eris goes into her Zen mode and turned her face to the side. Well then, at least there won't be a problem thinking about a girl or a boy name. Such as Maki, or Keiru. Nope, those aren't names on this side. Well, we can still think about this matter until the first month of the year. Then, I'm going inside first. Have a nice time. Recently, Eris doesn't do her usual swinging practice. Now, her pregnancy is entering its 6th month. It looks like she is aware of that as a pregnant woman, or merely acting based on her instinct. She doesn't have a strong motherly feeling, but no matter what she will still give birth to her child. While thinking about this and that, I started my morning training. Part 2. By the way, at breakfast time, all the family members gather together. Aisha and Lilia are the waitresses. Zenith sits on a chair and immerses herself in thought. Sitting next to her is Norn. Since I'm rarely at home, we often miss each other. Next to Norn is Lucy sitting in her chair quietly, while her legs are flapping around. And next to her is Sylvie, telling Lucy to not do that.
Forgot
On the other
Zenith
side
was
of the
a
table
thing.
is Roxy with her eyes that are still sleepy, giving
Fucking
breast
hell.
milk to Lara.
I forgot Zenith
Just like her
was
mother,
a person
Lara also
that
drinks it with a
existed
sleepy
in
face.
that house.
Always following that scene, sitting with a dignified face, and having Persona's head on her lap while she is gently patting her head is Eris. Still completely exhausted, Persona just lets Eris do anything to her, but when the food comes her tail is standing and swaying happily. I sat next to Eris. I'm at the end of the table. The so-called seat of honor. Though there is no such concept here. However, the table is really big, and yet it still feels cramped here. Soon there won't be enough room in this house. I guess Lara will also grow up soon. No, by the time that happens, I wonder if there is a possibility that Norn will be out of the house. After graduating from the school, what will she do? As for Aisha, I guess she will stay here even after she reaches adulthood. Norn. Yes, what is it, Ani-san? You, after graduating from school, what are you going to do after that? When I asked that, she had a perplexed look on her face, then she looked back at me. Not yet, I still haven't thought about it, but... I see. Well, she is still in her 5th year, and she is the student council president. She has yet to reach adulthood. She didn't think that far yet. Nii-san. What? If, this is for example. Let's just say, if I want to do something like an adventurer, will you oppose it? Adventurer, huh? Norn as an adventurer. Her sword technique is doing fairly well, and in these 5 years her magic is also progressing very well.
She'd die.
I guess it was enough for her to become a good adventurer. I wonder if she is longing to become an adventurer after hearing Paul's stories about
She'd
his
die
time as
pretty
one.
quickly.
Well, there is still some concern about it. The thing about Norn is, won't she step on somewhere clumsily, and die easily?
Yeah.
And, around this lovely adventurer, it seems that men will easily gather. Recently, because I often see adventurers in a pinch, nothing but bad images are floating in my mind. I won't oppose it, but I can't help but feel worried. Do you really want to become an adventurer? No, it's not like I want to become an adventurer. It was just a sudden thought. Norn shook her head. Adventurer, whether or not she really wants to become one. After graduating from the Magic University, if by then, she has a stable income from becoming an adventurer, then it's good, or having more stable work, but... No, since it was about money, perhaps her goal is something other than that. If it's like that, then I will respect her. Gaki Susuma. I'm going to school. Yes, have a safe trip. After Norn finished her meal, she immediately grabbed her school bag, and stood quickly from her chair. Roxy is enjoying the holiday, but it looks like Norn still has some student council work. It sure is hard. After saying goodbye to her family, Norn goes to school. It's not like I oppose it, but if Norn becomes an adventurer, I worry something will happen to her. After Norn is gone, Aisha says that quietly. I'm also thinking to let Norn do what she loves. I think that is her own right. I'm opposing it. Norn-sama is, Paul-sama's and Zenith-sama's most important daughter. She will be married to an appropriate person befitting her status, that way I think we will send her to a safe and more secure life. I'm also in favor. Norn's sword technique still has a way to go, but becoming an adventurer is fun indeed. After Norn is no longer here, her family here began to talk what fits her the most. Of course, it doesn't mean that everything is decided by this family's council. Well, how about making her familiar with adventurers first? That's what I think. If her family opposes her, she might silently leave on her own. Finally, with Roxy's awfully heavy words, the breakfast of the day is completed. Part 3. We left the house. Persona and Aisha go towards the mercenary office's direction. As for Persona, her position is the vice director. The reason is to help Rinia, something like the so-called secretary, private, but her position is the vice director. Inside the director room, wearing a black suit and sunglasses. Without cigarettes, of course, or some other funny idea. Now, the rascal is using a hat for the executive's management. Then, let's do our best. Issy, boss. Let's earn a lot today. Don't show that too much. As she said that, with her nail, she pulled the list of employees out of a tube. Everything is coming together, with this list of members. There are 50 names on the list. Among them, the one who is particularly good with paperwork is marked. I will show this list to Orsted, and pick someone with the lowest possibility to become Hitagami's apostle from that list. After he is interviewed behind the scenes, he will be earnestly placed in the main office helping with something like office management and sorting the documents. I mean, with that kind of work, if in case, well, I think it's fine, let's do this. Somehow, I didn't want to discuss that kind of thing with Aisha. Certainly, if I discuss it with Aisha, the efficiency will greatly rise. However, if she, by chance of 10,000, saw Orsted, possibly, for some reason or other the curse is invoked on her. It's possible that Aisha will show hostility towards Orsted. I feel that if Aisha really opposed me working under Orsted, my movements will be greatly hindered. She is living her everyday life lazily, but if she starts to move, she can produce great results in the early stage. I'm afraid that by the time I notice that Aisha is moving behind the scenes, Orsted would already be at the bottom of the ocean. There might also be a certain reason. Though I'm probably thinking too much about it. Aisha, please take care of the mercenary company. And, for now, let's just say that. Part 4. After leaving the mercenary office, I head to Orsted. I report my past month's activities to him. Rinia and Persona acting as the chief of the mercenary company, and leaving Aisha to assist them. Concerning what was mentioned before, especially the opposition part. The situation has not changed, please continue like before. And, for my interesting actions, I got an amusing answer instead. As for permission to get a clerk for this office, from the list he said, I think either one of these two is fine, just like that he selected a clerk.
Yeah.
By some chance,
Yeah.
maybe he already
Yeah.
expected this. Even so, those girls, Persona,
We
and
had
Rinia,
a fun
about their
time with
positions.
that.
Their condition didn't affect history, right?
We
The
had a
typical
fun
result
time
of
with
which one of them that
Aisha
becomes
being a
the village
mafia
chief, There will be a
boss.
big change in history. The typical result of which one of them that becomes the village chief. This time, Persona won by a hairbreadth and maintained her position as village chief candidate. Though Rinia was defeated, it is still possible for her to become a village chief if she liked. If that really happened, I will carry the responsibility seriously. Because of your influence in this timeline, the people that got involved with you usually have their destiny greatly changed. Therefore I can't say for sure. That was painful to my ears. But, I just want to live in peace. For that, I must endure this lecture. Even so, to think that my daughter is the savior, Orsted-sama, did you know about this? No, the partner of the holy beast was always another man. Well, because Lara is never born in the previous loops, it could be either. But, from your story, I know that Hitagami was trying very hard so your fate and Roxy wouldn't be tied together. Therefore I guess that your fates are very strong. With my daughter's birth, she pushed away the original hero from his seat, and took it for herself. By the way, about the original savior, what kind of person was he? He was the man who will defeat demon god Laplace when he is revived. I see. The other person, the other savior, is he alright? Why do you care? As far as I know, that person and his companion will kill Laplace. The holy beast and his partner will give aid. They're not a necessary piece. In the past, when he fought with Laplace in his loop many times, they became powerful allies. But, now I wonder if winning against Laplace isn't necessary anymore? Lara too, is she destined to be burdened with the battle against Laplace? Well, as far as Hitagami is concerned, he wants Laplace to disappear. With your daughter born, things won't go as he wants. Your daughter, rather than an obstacle for Laplace, is probably a major obstacle to Hitagami. So Lara is an important factor for defeating Hitagami in the future. However, that's no more than a prediction. Because in this loop, there are many factors that even Orsted doesn't know about. As I thought, from now on Lara will be targeted by Hitagami. For now, that's my only worry. My cute daughter is being targeted, that's pretty worrying. But, Orsted shook his head. That's what the Holy Beast is for. With the strong fate of the Holy Beast, Hitagami can't easily put his hands on Lara. Besides, if anything does happen, I have no intention of watching your family die. That's why you shouldn't worry. Well, if Orsted is going as far as saying that, I can be relieved for the time being. I'm up to the task. And just like before, it's preparation for the next battle. Part 5. After leaving the main office, I went to school. Point 3. There is still some anxiety remaining about Lara. But, only feeling anxiety, won't solve anything. Let's switch the mood. Fuyu. Alright, I switched. Completely switched. Everything's alright. Now, I guess I will see if Xanaba and Cliff's research has made any new progress. The scaled down magic armor, for instance, the mana consumption is getting better, but as for now, only I can use it. No, if the mana consumption gets better, that will result in anyone being able to use it. It will be troublesome if it was stolen by someone from Hitagami's side.
Orsted is such a
Well, either way,
cinnamon
it could
roll.
happen. Cliff's door was locked.
What the
I
fuck
was
is
expecting
that?
He and Elise were probably engaging in the production of their second child in the morning.
What the
Those
fuck?
two, for some
Okay.
reason they often do that the first thing in the morning. One round in the morning, then recharging before the night comes, doing it again at night, and recharging again when they sleep. I guess they have that kind of life cycle. Cliff's kidneys won't hold for long. Well then, I guess I'll stop by Xanaba's place first as usual. By the way, as for Xanaba, let's start first with the result of the scaled down magic armor research. Then we can discuss the Ruto Mercenary Company and the plan for using it to recruit a merchant. Once this is done, we can have lunch, then head to Cliff's place. Then we can inspect the prototypes and bring them over to Orsted's place. Let's go with that flow. And after making that simple plan, I entered the research building. Are you an idiot? All of a sudden a jeer can be heard. I won't deny that I am an idiot, but hearing it so suddenly is painful. Who is the fool who called me an idiot just now? I know that, do you even understand? Hearing that, I naturally search for the source. I'm looking for the owner of that voice, and instantly found him. He is at the bottom of the staircase. There are 5 people. All of them are my acquaintances. If you're going back, you will only get yourself killed. The one that shouted earlier is Cliff. While he grabbed Xanaba's chest, Cliff was shouting with his maximum voice with a terrifying attitude. Behind him, is Elise carrying her baby, showing a somewhat difficult face. Xanaba didn't move at all, he was only looking down at Cliff with cold eyes. Behind him is the frail Julie trying to restrain him. As for Cliff, he is relying on his piercing eyes. Julie is at his feet, looking at Xanaba, she is about to cry at any moment. Quarreling. Them. This is strange. Something has happened. Xanaba, Cliff. My voice climbed through the stairs, hearing that they turned their heads toward me. Cliff is making a face like he needs my assistance. Xanaba's face is expressionless. For the first time, Xanaba is showing an expression similar to a person who was looking at an insect. No, I got the feeling that I've seen that expression once before. That was where I wonder. Shisu, you have come at the right time. Come to think of it, now is almost the time for your visit. Rudius, it's good that you have come to this place, please help me persuade Xanaba. Those two spoke at the same time. Zanaba, with a sullen face, gave Cliff a strong pushback. Zanaba didn't look like he meant to put much power into it, but being a Maiko with superhuman strength, Cliff tripped and fell on his butt. Seeing that, for a moment Zanaba's expression changed, but he approached me without apologizing. Since he is taller than me by one head, I'm looking up at him. What is the problem? A request about Julie. Please buy her, though she is originally Shisho's slave. Zanaba said that so easily to me. But before that, I want an explanation. Leaving Julie behind, where are you going? To my home country. A royal command for me to return has come. Royal command? You mean, directly from the king? But, if that was the case, why is Cliff against it so much? Can't it wait for another 6 months for the graduation ceremony? My brother Pax, he succeeded his coup. He executed my father and brothers and took the throne. Ha. Pax, that 7
That
points who caught
fucking
Lily.
guy?
That guy succeeded in his coup. Taking the throne?
What the
Does
fuck?
that mean he became a king? Exhausted from the civil war, other countries might invade us. Therefore I received a royal command to return to my country, and assist in defending it. So, I will be going for a little while. Zanaba said that in a tone like he was going to the convenience store. But, from his words somehow I realized. The next fight, it came earlier than I predicted. TLC is becoming emotionally attached. Father and brothers and took the throne.
So that's what this next volume's about. How odd. Well, we end off with a cliffhanger. That's nice. That's nice. Ah, man. That was a long one. Fuck. Stream's been 3 hours long. Fucking hell. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Pax of all people, bro. That dude? Alright. Sure. Fucking hell. That fucking guy, like, that's press X to doubt. Someone else is behind that shit. Pax became an apostle, 100%. He can't do that without Hitogami's help, 100%. Pax is Hitogami's disciple, that's how he got advice and all that shit. Making that prediction right now. Bruh. Bruh. That shit's fucking weird. My goodness. My goodness. Oh boy, indeed. Bro. Well, I guess it's time for me to get started on that meme. I have a pretty good idea of what it's gonna be. Payoff for the boring volume. Not much of a payoff right now. The payoff is fucking Aisha becoming starting the Yakuza business. That's the fucking highlight. That's because right now that cliffhanger is like it's like you know things are gonna pick up somehow, and it's like, all right, that's a unique way of doing it. That's a unique way. So there are no boring volumes in Mushoku Tensei. Beg to differ. This one right here is probably was pretty boring. Most of the chapters are pretty boring. Man, oh man. Anyway, so we have been I have been streaming for 3 hours and 9 minutes now, and I'd say that this is a good time to plug my channel since this is a max peak, this is the peak viewership right now. Subscribble now. I'm gonna be posting a meme about Aisha soon, so if you are going to be looking forward to that meme, I recommend you subscribing and being notified when I actually make that. Anyway, enough shilling. Personally found none boring, but I wouldn't read reread this one as much. Yeah. This one's got a few highlights, but it's alright. It's not great. I think I doxed myself. Whatever. I don't think I did. No, it's just my name. Fine. So yeah, I think right now I am going to end the stream. I am going to be working on that video now. And I'll see y'all soon. Since I'm on spring break, I should be streaming pretty soon. But I'm gonna make that meme first and then get on with it. Alright. See you guys later.